Good afternoon and welcome to our John Book Fieldhouse on the campus of Concordia University, Wisconsin for today's doubleheader between the Benedictine Eagles, and your Concordia Falcons. The ladies will be up first and the men's game will take us home in the late afternoon. I am Bill Miller. Joining me is Nathan Kerner. And Nathan, Concordia has split their last 4 games, 2-2. They're in second place right now in the North Division. We talked about some keys to the game before coming on. What's one big key that you see out there that will keep them in second place, keep them in the hunt in the NAC?
Well, right now, Bill, the big thing for Concordia is that the bench players need to step up and contribute. Katie Luthi, Camille Parsons, the Twin Towers, Brittany Zietlow, the little floor general, are great at managing the game themselves, but they're only 3 players. When Megan Kuhn and Allison Palukniak, when they come off the bench, they need to contribute as much as possible. This team can be really deep, but if they rely on just their starters, they will fall behind, and their shooting will suffer. Every aspect of the game will suffer, really, Bill.
Benedictine comes into this game at 5-7 overall, 3-1 in the South. That puts them good for second place in the South Division of the NAC. And this game set to tip off in just a few minutes. Before we get to the national anthem, we'll go through the starting lineups as well for today's game. We'll start with the Benedictine Eagles. Starting for the Eagles, number 12, Michelle Gady. She is one that you'll probably hear her name quite a bit throughout the day. Probably their best player, averaging 10.2 points a game. Michelle Gady, number 12 for the Eagles, a junior guard from Crystal Lake, Illinois. Number 30, Katie Hunzinger. Number 32, Morgan Janke, a guard, 5'8 freshman from Fox Lake, Illinois. Number 1, Alana Ferry, a 5'4 guard from Chicago Heights, Illinois. Number 4, Michelle Batty, a 5'8 sophomore guard from Peru, Illinois. And the center, 5'10 junior from St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Number 44, Cam Hayfley. For your Concordia Falcons, starting today's game. At forward, number 30, Katie Luthi, and you'll hear her name a lot over the broadcast as well, as she is probably the biggest inside presence for the Concordia Falcons at 5'9". Number 21, Camille Parsons, also starting today's game, 5'9 guard from Urbana, Illinois. Brittany Zietlow, number 4, a 5'3 guard from Oak Creek, Wisconsin. Number 22, Tiffany Hendrickson, a guard from from Ingleside, Illinois, and she has 964 total points, I believe, in her career. Don't expect her to get 36 today, but it would be something if she did to get to 1,000. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Concordia Falcons, number 12, Anna Butler, a 5'6 guard from Kewaskum, Wisconsin. So, Nathan, in this game, Concordia has, they split their last 4. They started slow this year. You talked a bit about the contribution that they had to get from their bench, but early in the year, they just flat out were not shooting well. And when Concordia doesn't shoot well, they don't have the rebounding ability to get a lot of offensive boards. That being said, they have a lot of height over here for Benedictine that they'll have coming off the bench. That might have a big impact on today's game if Concordia cannot shoot well and also cannot get a rebound.
That's very true, Bill. And with the shooting thing here, Concordia has had a very uneven season, and when it comes to that, when they shoot well, they cannot be stopped, but they need not just to be able to shoot well, they need to take smart shots. And a lot of the losses I've seen them have, they would throw out, if they were open, they would shoot. They would not think if it was a smart shot, and as you said, they do not have the rebounding ability. Another key to this game is have to be protecting the ball. Concordia, from time to time, as I said, not the deepest bench in the world. They tend to get a little careless with their ball handling. That's how the Maranatha game ended in such a tragic fashion with a sudden steal. When Concordia protects the ball and really, really moves it up the court, they can be unstoppable, but they're going to have to be careful with their ball movement.
Protecting the ball will be key today, as both defenses average forcing about 19 turnovers a game, 3rd and 4th in the conference. And we talked about the ability to shoot the ball. Concordia actually only shooting about 38% from the floor for the season. That's good for 3rd in the conference, shockingly, really. If you think about a team that's only shooting 38%, you wouldn't think that they're in second place in their division in the NAC.
That's true. Both these teams are teams that have had some problems to figure out. Concordia here, finding their footing here. Benedictine 3-1 in conference play, but 5-7 overall, opening the season. Really rocky. It's going to be a very interesting game to see how these two teams come at each other today.
Just about to get started here. I believe we're going to go to the national anthem. So we'll take a short break and let the anthem roll. And welcome back to our John Book Fieldhouse here at Concordia University. As they go through the starting lineups, we'll talk a little bit more and just recap really quickly the starting lineups for today's game. For the Concordia Falcons, junior forward Katie Luthi, Camille Parsons, junior guard, Brittany Zietlow, number 4, senior guard, Tiffany Hendrickson, senior forward, number 22, and Anna Butler, number 12, a junior guard. For the Benedictine Eagles, Elena Ferry, 5'4" guard. Number 12, Michelle Gady, 5'9" guard. Number 23, Sierra Dunner, 5'9" guard. Number 32, Brittany Janke, 5'8" guard. And number 44, 5'10" forward, Cam Hafley. So as this game gets started off, we talked about a little bit about the height of Benedictine, but they're actually, I think they might be playing more towards what Concordia does and gets more of the, they go 4 guards, 1 forward, when they could clearly outsize Concordia with 2 centers and 3 guards out on the floor, but they're going 4 guards to start off this game against Concordia.
Probably a move to try to match Concordia's speed here, Bill, because Concordia is at a size advantage. A lot of their players do play about 1 size up. A good example being Brittany Zietlow, stands about 5'4". She'll rebound with the best of them. She's a very, very scrappy young lady who does not care if the girl in front of her is a half a head taller.
Brittany Zietlow, Tiffany Hendrickson, and Katie Luthi do the bulk of the rebounding for the Concordia Falcons. Katie Luthi leading the team with 5 rebounds a game, Zietlow with 4.7. So we're looking towards a milestone. If it's a big game for Tiffany Hendrickson, a milestone for her. She's about 36 points short of 1,000. And if it's a huge game for her, it might be all celebration for the Concordia Falcons, because if she gets 36, you got to think Concordia's about to win this basketball game.
That is very, very true. Anyone getting a 36-point game on the Division III NCAA level is an exceptional sight. It would be great to have happen, but Tiffany Hendrickson is a very, very unselfish player, and I'm sure she will spread the wealth around here tonight.
As you're watching, she will look for her shot, number 22. She looks for her shot about mid-range jump shots. You'll see a lot of that out of her, a lot of the jump shooting game. She won't be inside a whole lot, but she has a pretty deadly jump shot. Not shooting as well as she usually does in her career, shooting only about 34% this year, but as someone who shoots 90% from free throw, you would think that they'd be a little bit better from the field as well.
Well, now that's true, though. It's still, free throws are going to be key here for both teams. Concordia also lost a few heartbreakers. The free throws just would not roll their way, but they also have to get to the foul line, so they're going to have to play aggressive, regardless of what Benedictine throws their way.
Tip, and you wouldn't think Concordia's got it, but Concordia takes the tip and will bring the ball up. Anna Butler across midcourt. Now outside right, back to Butler between the circles. Butler going left, stops her dribble, and you got Luthi up here on the left. Luthi back over, to Zietlow, dribbling outside left, looking to go into Luthi, can't do it. Over to Parsons. Parsons dribbling left, looking inside, ball tipped away, and that's our first turnover of the game, but we thought that would be a big one.
Falcons looking a little too to get inside by any means necessary. That was probably not the best way to go. Tiffany Hendrickson is not made to play it down there at the post, regardless of what she was trying to make the cut.
Gady outside right. She is probably the best player for Benedictine. Right down the middle, up and good.
And she proves it on her first play.
Michelle Gady with a quick 2. 2-0, Benedictine.
Benedictine forcing a man-to-man press. It's a help man there for Benedictine.
Butler between the circles, looking left to Hendrickson. Now dribbles to the baseline, back outside to Zietlow. Zietlow dribbling. Now for Luthi. Luthi over, back to Butler. Butler between the circles. Parsons inside the Luthi. She likes that 15-footer. Good. 2-2.
Luthi was right in her comfort zone there, Bill. That is exactly where she likes to take her shot.
Free throw line extended for Katie Luthi. Coming up now, Ferry between the circles, gives to Gady. Gady over to Janke. Janke back to Gady. Now inside. Ball tipped, but collected by Hafley. Wild shot up and good off the board.
Good defensive effort there by Katie Luthi, but you have to be aware of the ball there. She got the tip, but she didn't get possession.
Zietlow quickly back up the floor. 4-2 Benedictine. We're early here in the field house. Zietlow inside. Looking for Parsons. Parsons up. Rough shot. Air ball, and Benedictine collects the rebound.
Looks like Parsons was trying to draw the foul, but the ref didn't see it, if there even was one.
Ball tipped away, but collected by Ferry. Ferry between the circles. Man-to-man defense for both teams. Looking outside, Gady will take the shot up. No good. Rebound to Luthi, and Concordia doing a great job of boxing out there.
Well, they may not be the tallest team, Bill, but they know how to box out.
Zietlow a quick 3, no good. Ball kicked around underneath and collected by Ferry, who will bring it up in a hurry.
First three-point attempt there for Concordia, Bill.
Janke looking to go inside. Back out to Ferry now. Nothing doing on the inside against Concordia. Back to Janke outside right. Janke will drive to the hoop. Up. Might have been tipped. No good. Rebound to Concordia. Luthi coming up fast. Right inside. Beautiful pass to Parsons, but she cannot collect for the shot. Zietlow to Luthi. Luthi back to Zietlow. Zietlow will fire a 3. Good!
From the exact spot as her first shot, Bill. She got a much better look this time.
5-4 Concordia. 16:50 left in the first half. Ferry coming up slowly. Outside to Gady. Seems like Gady touches the ball at least once on every possession. Now outside to Janke, who fires a 3. No good. Rebound to Luthi.
Concordia is owning the lane on both sides here, Bill. They're trying to keep Benedictine outside and outside their comfort zone.
Parsons to Hendrickson, who fires up from 17. No good. Rebound to Benedictine, and Gady will bring the ball up. Covered closely. Now over to Ferry, who's got nobody on her. Now inside to Hafley. Hafley looking to come inside. Up. No good. Rebound. Brought down by Benedictine, but into jump ball.
Falcons playing really physical to start, Bill.
It'll stay at this end as 2 Concordia Falcons come into the game. Palupniak as well as Megan Coonan coming into the game for Hendrickson and Parsons.
These two are going to be essential here, Bill. They're both freshmen, but they're both showing a lot of poise at their very young age.
Quick move inside, no good. Another rebound by Dunner. Dunner now tied up, and it'll be Concordia basketball. And a Butler with a nice move there to tie up Dunner as soon as she came down with the basketball. Full court press here.
Good hustle there by Butler.
Quickly up. Coonan now over, back, and will collect. And it's Palupniak outside right. Coonan at the top of the key. Over to Zietlow. Zietlow is going to drive. Now brings it back out. Zietlow looking to go inside to Coonan. She gets in there, and no good. A 2-footer miss by Coonan. Hafley collects the rebound.
Good move there by Zietlow. Coonan just took a shot off the wrong foot there, Bill.
Back outside, and we have Ferry to Dunner, over to Gady. Her usual touch. Inside to Hafley. Hafley looking. Ball knocked away. Knocked into Coonan's hand.
Megan Coonan.
Coonan doing a nice job. Over to Luthi. Luthi right to the hoop, and no good. She missed the layup.
Went up a little too strong there on that one.
Boy, those could come back to haunt you. 15 minutes left in the first half. 5-4 Concordia. Ferry with the ball outside right. Back between the circles. Looking for Dunner. Two high posters here for Benedictine. Now back to Ferry. Ferry loses the ball, and that goes right to Concordia. Turnovers all over the place. Palukniak quickly up the floor. Palukniak forces one up and makes it as she runs down the baseline. 7-4 Falcons. We're early here, 14:50 left in the first half.
Falcons, as I said, owning the lane on both sides here, Bill. Their defense on the inside of the lane has been impeccable, giving Benedictine not a single opportunity to even look at the basket.
Dunner inside, turnaround jump shot, nothing but net. 7-6 Falcons, and a press coming from Benedictine.
Mid-range jump shot from inside the lane. That's Benedictine's first strike here in, I believe, at least 2 minutes.
Coach Brunner Jones wanted a double dribble on that last position for Benedictine, didn't get it, and the mid-range jump shot good. Now we're back outside. Foul called on the play, and it will be the first on Benedictine. Excuse me. Megan Coonan called for the moving screen. Looked like it might have been a bump. 7-6 Concordia, 14-17 left in the first half. Tight pressure being applied by Palukniak.
Camille Parsons is back in the lineup.
Batty in the lineup as well for Benedictine. Out to Gady. Gady being guarded by Parsons. Now swings it over quickly to Novak. Novak inside to Hayfley. Good. Turnaround jump shot for Hayfley. They finally got it into the big center, and she was able to hit from about 3 feet out. 8-7 Benedictine. Luthi thought about it, passed it up, gives to Parsons. Parsons looking back to Luthi in the high post. Now Luthi steps out. Back to Parsons. Parsons looking inside. Palukniak now on the right. Back to Parsons. Right back to Luthi. Luthi for three. No good. Rebound to Coonan. Coonan goes back up. No good. Rebound to Hayfley. Boy, their third missed layup so far in the first half.
Falcons need to work better. They're getting inside now, but they're just coming up short. That's not the way you want to play down the stretch.
Outside left to Gady. Gady coming around a screen. Looking inside. Nothing there. Over to Dunner. Dunner looking inside. Now it's on the drive. Going back up. Might have walked there, but got away with it. Going up. Could have been a 5-second call as well. No good. Rebound out to Zelo. Coming up quickly to Coonan. Coonan straight up but blocked. And the ball knocked out of bounds. It will be Falcon basketball.
Good fast break transition there by the Falcons. Coonan, however, probably should have slowed the roll a little bit there. She had a player on each side, but Concordia is trying to quicken the pace of the game here as the minutes tick away.
Falcons going a little shorter. Hendrickson checking in for Luthi. Hendrickson out top. Over to Zietlow. Zietlow looking inside for Parsons. Parsons trying to go up. It is up and good! Count it and the foul. Camille Parsons will shoot one. Nice move inside by Camille Parsons to get one. I believe that was Dunner on the foul. So Concordia gets the lead back. 9-8 over the Benedictine Eagles. We're early, 12:46 left in the first half.
Those three-point plays need to happen a lot here, Bill. Concordia can make free throws. However, some games they just don't get to the free throw line enough to make a difference.
Typically with a jump shooting team, you won't find a lot of free throw attempts out of Concordia. Gady outside right now trying to look for Hayfley. Hayfley ball knocked away by Coonan. Another turnover.
Excellent defense by Coonan once again on that left block.
Zietlow with the ball outside left. Now between the circles, taking it back out beyond the three-point line. Palukniak to Parsons. Parsons thought about it, passed it up. Over to Hendrickson. Hendrickson can shoot from out there, but she passes it up. Hendrickson looking into Coonan. Coonan might have traveled, and she did. Coonan walks. Turnover for the Falcons. Into the game for Concordia, Katie Luthi subbing in for Coonan. Coonan with a great 5 minutes there.
Coonan, an excellent player. Her inexperience shows when she travels at the block or goes up and gets blocked, but she played an excellent defensive game there and really kept Benedictine in their cage.
The lights not too bright for Megan Coonan, the freshman out of Green Bay. Hayfley inside, looking now back outside to Novak. Novak back inside to Hayfley. Hayfley up, blocked by Luthi.
Fast break up to Luthi.
Quickly up to Luthi, who traveled.
She had to take a stutter step to get the ball, Bill. That was a very close call, but she was just a half a step too far out for the layup there.
Just a little bit too far out. Didn't have room to take that dribble either. In for Concordia, Anna Butler. She replaces Zietlow. And a full court press here coming out of the Falcons.
Falcons don't press too often, but they usually do when they want to force turnovers in the team. They've already gotten a few turnovers out of, which is the case right here today.
Outside between the circles to Bodic. Bodic now over to Novak. Novak outside right, looking inside, nothing there. Now to Novak. Novak between the circles looking left. Moving screen call on the shot. No basket. It'll go back to Concordia.
Benedictine showing some dynamic play here, Bill, but they're making a lot of simple mistakes, and Concordia is taking advantage of every single one of them.
Boy, a sloppy game to start off with for both teams, really, but Benedictine with a lot of turnovers early in this going. Luthi outside right, looking now to Palukniak, who swings it quickly over to Butler. Butler back to Palukniak, who fires a three, no good. Rebound to Benedictine. Benedictine coming up quickly, Novak outside left. Trying to look inside, ball tipped up and knocked away by Butler. Oh, and it's taken now back by Hendrickson, who gets it back to Luthi.
There's a foul in there somewhere, Bill, but the justice did prevail.
Over up to Parsons. Parsons no good. Collects the rebound outside. Now over to Palukniak. Back to Butler. Air ball from the left, but ball knocked out of bounds by Benedictine. It'll be Falcon basketball.
This game is balancing out a lot, Bill. As you said, sloppy on both sides. Benedictine make a lot of turnovers to start. Concordia, as I mentioned before, their shots are just not falling, and that's why this game is so close right now, is everyone's mistakes are balancing out the other team's mistakes.
It's true. You'd think that if, a lot of missed, very close shots for Concordia, Benedictine seemed to turn the ball over about every other possession as Luthi misses there, and it collects Benedictine collects the rebound out to Novak. Novak on the baseline left. Works it back. Between the circles to Batty. Batty to Hafley. Hafley's played the entire first half so far. Back to Batty on the left. Batty looking left. Now coming back to the circle to number 10, Ronaldo. Ronaldo working her way back to the right. Ooh, a little bit of a push off there, but nothing called. Going inside now, and a foul on the play. Bodic will go to the line.
Good rough defense by Concordia there, however. Just needed to go straight up. There was one on the shot clock when she left her left foot.
You're right, Nathan, the game a little bit sloppy, but not a lot of fouls called so far, as it is 10-8. Concordia with exactly 10 minutes left in the first half. Bodic's first shot is up and good.
That's true. They're both teams playing very physical. I think I've seen a foul or two that went uncalled. I don't want to call the ref's judgment into question, but it's been a very physical game. They're really letting them play out there today.
Not this early, Nathan. Don't do it this early. Back into the game now is Hafley. Bodic for her second free throw. Into the game for Concordia as well. Coonan checked in. Second free throw up and good.
Concordia doesn't have a lot of size, Bill, but Megan Coonan really allows them to rotate their post players in and out, giving Luthi and Camille Parsons well-needed rest.
Hendrickson from 15 feet, real quick, no good. Rebound to Benedictine. Novak brings it up. Batty bringing it up. Back to Batty, Bodic, Novak on outside right. Fake the shot, now going up from about 15 feet. Good for Ronaldo. So the first lead of the game for the Eagles as they lead the Falcons 12-10 with about 9.5 minutes left in the first half. Hendrickson looking down in the baseline to Parsons. Back to Hendrickson, who fires up from the baseline. No good, but she was fouled.
They're calling it on the ground, it looks like, Bill.
Maybe after the shot.
Parsons seems to think she deserves three.
A little confusion. Palukniak thought she wanted three as well.
It will be three shots.
Foul on Bodic, and Hendrickson will get three shots here. Falcons down two, 12-10, 9:19 left in the first half. Hendrickson's first shot is up, and it is good. Hendrickson shooting 90% from the free throw line on the year. Second shot for Hendrickson, up and good. Boy, that was a broken record right there. Front iron, back on the backboard, and right in.
Hendrickson, these free throws are going to mean a lot coming down the stretch, so Concordia needs to put themselves in a position where they can shoot them.
I jinxed her. Third one she misses. 12-12. We're tied here with about 9 minutes left in the first half. Eagles ball. Batty coming up quickly. Between the circles. Now to Novak outside right. Guarded closely as the switch now by Parsons. Novak looking to drive. Now switch back to Hendrickson. Looking to go inside to Rinaldo. Can't do it. Now outside. It's Hafley into Rinaldo. Stolen away. Ball tipped off Rinaldo's hands right into Parsons.
Excellent help man defense there by Concordia. And another turnover for Benedictine.
Hendrickson looking inside. Ball stolen right back by Benedictine, but then, almost tipped out of bounds by Concordia.
Coonan once again anticipating and contesting everything out there.
Middle over to Novak. Guarded by Hendrickson. Now to Rinaldo, guarded by Parsons. Outside right, left, and that's Rinaldo. Guarded by Zietlow. Now inside to Hafley. Hafley looking to go up. Oh, jump ball. Oh, she is upset. Hafley does not agree with that call.
That was a good call, though, Bill. Tiffany Hendrickson went over to play help defense, saw her going up, and just got the hand on the ball. That is a jump ball right there. Could have been a foul if she got a body strike, but she went straight for the ball, and that's a jump ball.
Looked like Hendrickson was at the spot. Checking in for Concordia is Coonan. Outside now, though, to Ferry, guarded by Plukniak. One-on-one, quite literally. Dunner from 17. No good. Rebound to Zietlow. The smallest one on the court gets the rebound.
So she's not afraid of taller girls there, Bill.
Luthi to Parsons. He'll fire up a three. No good. Rebound to Ferry, probably the smallest girl for Benedictine. Ferry comes up quickly. She'll fire a three. No good. Rebound to Parsons. Little push there and a timeout called by Coach Brunner Jones.
30-second timeout called.
7:48 left in this first half. 12-12 so far. Pretty free game. Not a lot of fouls called. Only 5 total so far. A lot of turnovers. We thought that might be an issue coming into the game. Both teams forcing 19 turnovers a game. And it looks like it's going to be right up there by the end of this game as well.
That's right, Bill. The Falcons here, their shooting woes coming back to bite them. They're getting plenty of opportunities, but
some unofficial stats so far. Benedictine with 7 turnovers already. We're only about 12 minutes into the basketball game. Concordia with 5. Concordia shooting about 22%. So the poor shooting for Concordia continues so far, and Benedictine at about 36%, 5 for 14 so far. Parsons will bring the ball in. Baseline left. Looking, now finds Luthi. Luthi right back to Parsons, and Parsons will bring the ball up. Everyone can handle the ball for Concordia.
What's striking here, Bill, is how similar the style of play for both these teams has been this game.
It's really 4 out and 1 in so far. Now inside to Coonan. Coonan up and no good. Boy, oh boy, another 2-footer goes awry. Dunner looking out to the right. Now back out to the top to Ferry. Rinaldo outside right. Dribbling left from 15 feet. Nice pass to Dunner. Dunner inside from about 4 feet. Tripped and a foul. Looked like a bit of a dive there by Luthi.
Was a bit of a close call there, Bill, but Luthi got into position about a half a second too late. Tried to style it up by going to the deck, but she was just a step too slow for that blocking foul.
Does not always happen when you fall over that someone will get the call. Dunner up, no good. 12-12. 7-12 left in the first half.
Both these teams suffer from similar problems here. Seems everyone hits from mid-range. No one can hit the layups inside, and no one can hit the threes, but everyone around the mid-range, that's where all the hits have been so far.
Second shot up and no good. Rebound to Luthi. Concordia gathers. Here comes Parsons. Parsons up to Plukniak. Plukniak outside left. Still man-on-man defense. Inside, out, over, and back to Parsons. Parsons into Luthi. A lot of passing going on. Back to Parsons by way of Plukniak. Now a 7-foot shot up, no good, but a foul. Across the arm they're going to call on Gady, and Parsons goes to the line for 2.
Parsons is 2 of 3 here so far here today. I believe that she's 2 of 3. Once again, it looks like it's going to come down to free throws because now they're finally starting to get to the line. All the fouls have been shooting fouls, with the exception of the legal screens that have been called.
Michaela Jarris has checked into the game for Concordia, another freshman. As Parsons' second shot is up and no good, but rebound to Luthi. Outside Zietlow, over to Palukniak. A 2-3 zone now being employed. Over to Zietlow. Zietlow thought about it, passed it up between the circles. Now swings it over to Parsons. Parsons looking inside, can't find it. Looking, now he got three in one spot. That can't be part of the play. Parsons, 15 feet, nothing there. Luthi, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Over to Palukniak, fires up a long two. Good! Ali Palukniak makes it a 14-12 Falcon lead.
Falcons finally break the tie there, Bill. They needed that one.
6 minutes left in the first half. Ferry up, now between the circles to Rinaldo. Rinaldo still dribbling. Almost stolen by Parsons. Quickly inside to Hafley. Off her hands. No! It'll be Benedictine basketball. Thought that might have gone off the hands of Hafley.
Looks like Brittany Zietlow anticipated the pass and tipped it out right before it reached Hafley's hands. Concordia continued to deny the inside.
Doing a very good job so far, and you think with a team with this kind of height disadvantage, they wouldn't be doing that. Outside Gady, long three, good. Oh, long two, excuse me. Thought that was a three. 14-14, 5:50 left in the first half.
That's the third tie here this half, Bill.
Jarris inside Luthi. Luthi looks over. A wide open layup. No good. Palukniak missed it. That's got to be the fifth or sixth missed layup that Concordia's taken so far.
Those are gimme plays, or the plays you need to make, Bill. They have been missing way too many of those as of late.
They break it exactly as you want, and they can't get it to go. Gady inside. Looks back to Hafley. Gady and Hafley, a lot of the offense so far. Hafley pushed off a little. Got fouled on the way up. Looked like she pushed off with her arm first. And is that what they're going to call?
That is the call.
So it looked like she cleared out on their way down the baseline, and that's what they'll call it first. So the fifth team foul here on Benedictine Falcon basketball, 14-14. Henderson back into the game as well as Butler. And they both touch the ball right away. Butler outside right. Over to Zietlow. Zietlow thought about it. Pump fake, now dribbles backward. Over to Luthi. Luthi quickly over to Hendrickson. Hendrickson thought about it. Nowhere to go with the ball. Looking down underneath. Cross-court pass. Zietlow, long three. Good! 17-14 Concordia. 4:50 left in the first half.
That's your second three, Bill, from the exact same spot.
Just line it up. Parsons. Over to Ferry. Outside. Oh, a push-off. Getting through the screen. And it'll look like it'll stay here as they miss the three, but the push-off, I believe,
that's Hendrickson.
Concordia. That was Tiffany Hendrickson. Timeout on the floor. 17-14, 4:40 left in the first half. We'll keep it here. So far, about what we expected. Not great shooting. Might be a little bit of a sloppier game, but at the same time, what you had said would be a big key. Other players stepping up, and it looks like, that's really what's been going on. Zietlow's having a great game so far. Palukniak's having a good game, and Kunin having a great game so far.
That's right, Bill. It's been a up and down roller coaster. We finally broke the third tie there's been this half. Both these teams given a lot of opportunities where they can find them, but they just cannot seem to convert. They have their problems. Concordia can't seem to hit their layups. Benedictine can't seem to get it inside where they're comfortable.
Concordia, a team full of stat sheet fillers. Zietlow with 2 rebounds and 6 points so far to lead the Falcons. Inside quickly to Ferry. Ferry runs into a brick wall that is Hendrickson. Now, quickly outside. Now to Hafley. Over to Dunner. Dunner back to Ferry. Ferry looking for Gady, can't find her. Guarded closely by Butler. Hafley, 15 feet extended. To Gady, up, no good. Rebound, fought by and gotten by Butler. Butler up quickly. Here's Luthi. Back to Zietlow. Zietlow will set it up. Back to, it looks like they're staying in the 2-3. It is a 2-3 zone. Now to Butler. Butler right down the aisle, and good, and
They're
it counted
count
as a
it.
foul. Oh, boy. That could have gone either way.
That could have. The Benedictine bench obviously does not think the shot was going up at that time, but the ref saw what he saw, and Concordia finally gets one of those cutter plays to work for him.
I believe the look on Kristen Gillespie, the coach for Benedictine's face, would have been not impressed by that call. Butler steps up to the free throw line. Hasn't missed a free throw yet this year, and continues that streak. 20-14, Concordia, 4 minutes left in the first half.
Biggest lead of the game so far, Bill. Concordia needs to pull up a few more plays like that if they really want to widen this gap.
Ferry outside right to Janke. Janke inside to Gady. Gady from about 6 feet. No good. Rebound to Concordia. The 5th rebound of the night for Luthi. Butler to bring the ball up. Butler between the circles, guarded. Now it looks like they switch back to a man. So lady-on-lady coverage here. Zietlow outside left, trying to drive, back outside. Now inside, Hendrickson will shoot from 6. No good. Rebound, tipped out of bounds, and it'll stay here. Stays with the Falcons.
A lot of plays that can go either way, Bill. That's one of them. Both these teams contesting the ball every time someone loses it or changes possession.
Hendrickson to Zietlow. Zietlow thought about that shot. That's where she's been hitting from. Over to Butler. Butler back to Zietlow. Zietlow inside. Luthi over to Coonan. Coonan thought about it. Now Coonan drives right down Bain Street. Good!
Megan Coonan specializes at getting in there. She finally converts on it, though. And once again, the Falcons are finally starting to do everything they need to do right now, Bill.
I think she thought, I've missed a couple from 2 feet. I'll try from 5.
An excellent
shot up
defensive
and no
play by her.
good. Could have been a push, but up and no good. Luthi ahead quickly to Butler. Butler looking to move fast. Up and good! A 10-point lead for Concordia. 10.
I think Benedictine called that timeout a little early, Bill.
3 minutes left. They're going to call another one. Well, Coach Gillespie not happy. A full timeout called here. And you know what? After a 14-14 game, it's a 10-0 run for Concordia.
Totally true, Bill. Concordia, as I said before, had a lot of things not going their way. But in those last couple of possessions, everything clicked the way they want to.
It's, we talked about that one big thing. I think, what we talked about as well is those turnovers. Benedictine has a lot of turnovers so far in this game, already 8. But they have also 5 steals, and both teams doing very well on the steals end. But that turnovers end, it looks like Benedictine's going to be struggling with turnovers. Again, they average 17 turnovers a game. So they're right on pace right now for about 17 turnovers. With about 3 minutes left in this half, 24-14 Concordia in a pretty closely contested game. And you'd think by the way that the shooting totals are, but Concordia, with all those turnovers that Benedictine has, Concordia's been able to shoot about 7 more shots. They're taking 26 to Benedictine's 19, and they've gotten to the line a little bit more as well, taking 7 free throws to Benedictine's 4.
Well, key stat here, Bill, is that Concordia has 11 defensive rebounds to Benedictine's 13, but they have 6 on the offensive end, which means they're contesting and getting more second opportunities. And it's really hard to rebound on the defensive end because you got to deny, and Benedictine 13 is not too shabby, but still they gave up 6 to Concordia on Concordia's own end. That's a stat that they need to change.
Dunner will bring into Ferry, also on the floor. Janke, Hafley. Excuse me, that is not Hafley, it's Joseph. Janke, Joseph, and Gady. Gady outside, top of the key now between the circles, outside right. Back to Ferry between the circles, looking inside, has nothing. Guarded closely by Palukniak, now inside to Joseph. Joseph back to Ferry, long 3, no good. Rebound to Concordia. Coonan straight ahead to Palukniak. It's a run out. Here comes Palukniak up, and no good. Rebound to Benedictine. Dunner now will push. Boy, another missed layup.
There was a little contact there. I don't know if it was a foul, but there
Very
definitely was
straight
contact.
Up. And good. Little contact, but they looked like they had position. Zietlow will bring the ball up and slow it down a little bit. 24-16, about 2:10 left in the first half. Concordia with the lead. Zietlow, baseline right, into Coonan. Nice play and good. Oh, that one looked like it was partially blocked.
Coonan fought through. Maybe she heard you, Bill. Maybe she realized how many she missed and decided to make up for it.
Without Joseph's block, that might have gone a little long. Ferry outside right. Now looking to drive. Looking to go inside. Nothing there. Quick move inside. Up and good. Janke.
Bit of a miscommunication there by the Falcon defense. There was supposed to be a switch there. Someone didn't get across the lane.
Falcons are doing a great job of switching on defense. Inside Butler, now looking to go outside. Ball tipped away and it got collected by Ferry. Ferry coming up quickly, now to Gady. Gady had Coonan out of position but gave back to Ferry. Ferry from 17, no good. Rebound to Zietlow. 1:15 left in the first half. Zietlow picked up her dribble. Concordia leads 26-18. Zietlow, they got to get the ball across midcourt, and a foul, boy, a bailout. Zietlow bailed out by Ferry there. We were dangerously close to 10 seconds.
That puts them in the bonus, and this may be a game changer here for this final minute 7. Because there haven't been that many fouls called, but if Concordia can draw 1 or 2 more, they can easily eke out an extra 4 points over it.
Up Rondeck into the game for Benedictine. Zietlow will take the one-on-one. First up and good. Brittany Zietlow, a 75% free throw shooter on the year. 27-18. Zietlow looking to push the lead. Second shot up, and it is good. So it's back to a 10-point lead here for the Falcons. Checking in. Megan Novak will take over the rest of the half for Michelle Gady. You'd think they'd keep Gady in for the last minute.
She has gone a little cold, though, lately, Bill. She hasn't exactly been... She's been hustling out there, but she's not her usual high-scoring self at the moment.
Lots of new faces. Burish over to Dunner. Back to Burish. Looking for Rondeck, nothing there. Now over to Janke. Janke outside right. Now between the circles. Back to Zietlow. Whoa, she got pushed over, and an offensive foul. Zietlow slides back inside, gets the foul. 45 seconds left in the first half. 28-18 Falcons.
Falcons, aggressive play continues. Zietlow got there just at the right possible second. She's really leading him out there today.
A split second longer, and that would have been a defensive foul. Parsons quickly from 10 feet. Good. Nothing but net. Camille Parsons, 30-18. Falcons lead. 30 seconds left in the first half.
These last 5 minutes might just be the game changer here, Bill. It's still another half of basketball left to play, but the Falcons are finally doing everything right.
Quickly over to Novak. Novak between the circles, looking inside for Rondeck, and she is fouled as she went up. She will go to the line for 2. Excuse me, that was Brianna Hamilton. When the jerseys bunched up in the back there, you really can't see a number.
Very, very true.
Hamilton steps to the free throw line.
Foul was on Parsons. Got her on the arm.
First shot is up and no good. Brittany Hamilton has only taken taken 3 free throws so far. That was her 4th. Second is up and good. Concordia ball, 30-19, with 16 seconds left and a 3-2 full court press coming up here. Palukniak quickly to Butler, broken easily by Concordia. Now looking for Parsons inside. Coonan, she might have traveled but got away with it and missed the short shot. Foul committed by Butler with 2.7 left in the first half. I have a feeling Coonan might get a bit of a talking to in the locker room with all these missed short shots.
Well, Coach Brunner Jones is well aware of the shooting problems facing her team. She's been stressing it all season, so I'm sure she has a lot to say going into that locker room.
End of the first half, shot up and no good. 30-19, Concordia with the lead over Benedictine. Looking at some of the first half stats, it's pretty apparent after it was 14-14. We had a 14-14 game with about 8 minutes left in the first half. And Nathan, then Concordia just took over. Well, 16-5 run to end the half.
Well, Concordia took over, Bill, because the things we've been stressing here all day finally started to go right for him. They got better looks on the inside. They went strong to the glass instead of just putting it up there. Megan Coonan, who couldn't buy a bucket inside, went up twice strong. One case, she almost had the ball knocked out of her hands and still got it in there. Brittany Zelo hits her second three, and the Falcons are off to the races.
Something that we had talked about, one of the big names for Benedictine, Michelle Gady, 2 points so far in the game for someone averaging a little over 10 points per game. So shutting down the big player for Benedictine, and you know, a 30-19 lead is nothing to sneeze at going into halftime. Look at some of the stats here before we go to break. Concordia 6 of 9 from the free throw line, but 2 3-pointers, as you had pointed out, both from Brittany Zelo at the end of the first half, 37%. So right around where their season average is, but playing great defense on the Benedictine Eagles and holding them to only 19 points.
And another key stat here, if you look at Concordia's field goal percentage, it went from 22% to 37%. They've made 11 field goals this first half. 7 of them were in that last 10 minutes.
So it's 30-19 as we take a break. We'll be back with the second half. You're listening to Falcon Basketball. And we want to welcome everybody back to Concordia University for today's game between Concordia and Benedictine. We're at halftime, about 2 minutes before we get to the second half. Falcons lead 30-19. There were some things, Nathan, that we had talked about. The one big thing before the game, the biggest thing to look for is help from the bench for Concordia. Looks like they're getting it so far. 8 collective points between Ali Plukniak and Megan Kunin, and as well 3 steals. So 3 of the 6 steals coming from the bench, 8 of the 30 points coming from the bench. Kunin also doing a nice job with 3 rebounds. So something that you looked for that's actually now coming to fruition for this game.
That's very right, Bill. And Megan Kunin stands out specifically because she's 2 for 7. She was one of those players having trouble with the layups. If she gets her shooting stroke a little bit better on the inside, she could be a real contributor down the stretch. Allison Plukniak also, both of these players have been really essential in the defensive end, contesting every ball that came their way. Megan Kunin letting no one into the lane. Allison Plukniak contesting every shooter on the perimeter. These two, both freshmen, are showing poise that I'm sure Coach Brunner Jones is looking forward to molding as the years go by.
Over the next 3 years, you bet. And another big thing is, as we were getting prepared, we talked about the height that the Eagles have. We talked about their ability to rebound. They average 15 offensive rebounds a game, which is good for third in the NAC. Today they have 2 in the first half. Just speaks to what you were talking about, how Concordia is in the lane, clearing everything out, boxing out on shots, really doing well in keeping Benedictine's power forwards out of that lane.
Very true. Concordia has boxed the lane out. Even Brittany Zietlow, who stands about 5'4", has been contesting any time the ball goes in there. She got that charge near the end of the first half where she just popped out of nowhere right in the driving lane.
Benedictine also takes the most free throws in the conference, currently actually trailing Concordia by 3 attempts. Benedictine with only 6 free throw attempts, making about 70% of their free throws on the year. They're 3 for 6 so far. The rebounding we talked about, Concordia out-rebounding Benedictine, and Concordia 10th in the conference in rebounding. So a team that's small, maybe what we, at the start of the game, Nathan, when we talked about how it looked like Benedictine was going small to match Concordia, maybe that we just played them completely out of their game in the first half.
That's probably a good point to be made there, Bill. Thing is, with the Falcons, when you play against Concordia, Concordia can take control of the game in a heartbeat. Benedictine thought they had a winning strategy here, only to find it turned around on them. The same thing happened with Lakeland, where Lakeland thought they had a winning strategy by upping their size, and Concordia outran them everywhere. Concordia is a team that knows how to transition to customize against their opponents.
If we get into a shooting match, Benedictine's the worst three-point shooting team in the conference. On the floor for Concordia, Butler, Zietlow, Parsons, Hendrickson, and Luthi. On the floor for Benedictine is Ferry, Gady, Dunner, Hafley, as well as number 32. Now we go inside to Luthi, number 32, Janke. Luthi outside, back between the circles, Zietlow. Over to Butler. Butler outside left, now back between the circles to Luthi. Luthi inside, looking for Parsons. Parsons up and under, no good, but a foul.
Parsons doing what she needs to do. She's getting into a position where she can get back to that free throw line. It looks like Benedictine has shifted back to the man-to-man, so it looks like Parsons will have plenty of opportunities to try that.
Camille Parsons at the line. 5'9" junior from Urbana, Illinois. First shot up and good. Parsons on the season shooting 60% from free throw line. Second shot for the junior is up, and it is good. So 32-19, Concordia leads.
Parsons is now shooting 60% for the game. She's 3 for 5 today from the charity stripe.
Outside left, Janke. Now over to Gady. Gady looking to go inside. Gady up from about 5 feet, no good. Rebound to Zietlow. Zietlow tracks it down on the baseline. Over to Parsons. Parsons will handle the ball. Coming up right. Looking to go inside. Now hesitates. Now goes inside to Luthi. Luthi, turnaround jump shot, no good. Rebound to Benedictine and Ferry. Ferry up quickly between the circles. Over to Dunner. Dunner looking inside, might have gotten pushed. Now over to Hafley. Hafley right inside, up and good. Right around her defender.
Hafley's been a little cold today, but she's not the kind of player you let have any space in the lane. She found it, and she made Concordia pay for that one.
So limited space so far, but Hafley found that one. Zietlow into Hendrickson, baseline, back to Zietlow. Looking. Now it's a 2-3 zone. Over to Butler. Butler back to Zietlow. Now inside to Luthi. Luthi working over to Hendrickson. Hendrickson for two. Good. There's that mid-range jump shot from Tiffany Hendrickson. 34-21 Concordia. 18 and a half minutes left in the game.
Excellent ball movement there by Concordia, looking for the open person. This is what they need to do. Is they're going to shoot a jump shot. They need to shoot smart shots here.
Gady looking for Dunner. Dunner now working her way into the lane. Up. Good. Dunner finally finds some space in there, and a little bit more space so far in the lane for Benedictine.
Benedictine's trying to spread the floor and move the ball around so they can get a cutter in there. Something they were not doing very well in the first half.
Hendrickson back to Butler. Over to Zietlow. Zietlow will fire a three. Good! Brittany Zietlow!
3 times in a row from the exact same spot on the left wing, Bill. She loves that little spot on the floor.
Zietlow 3 for 3. 9 points for Brittany Zietlow. 37-23 Concordia. Inside, now looking quickly. A foul, no good. Oh, Jakey wanted that one.
Denied by physics, Bill. Tiffany Hendricks reached in on that one, it looks like.
Morgan Janke will go to the line, a clear foul line on Hendrickson. Her second. Janke, a 5'8" freshman. First shot up, and it is good. Janke on the year shooting 85% from the free throw stripe. Second shot up, and it is good. 37-25 Falcons. Full court press here being employed by Benedictine. Butler coming up slowly. Needs to move quickly here. 21 seconds, 20 seconds. Very close to a 10-second call. Inside to Luthi, over to Hendrickson, who fires from the baseline three, no good. Rebound to Ferry. Ferry coming up fast. Into Dunner, Dunner moving quickly. Now turns around, fires, good. 37-27 Falcons. 17 minutes left in the game. Butler outside left. Zietlow on the baseline. Looking inside to Luthi, ball stolen away, and it's Benedictine ball.
Falcons getting a little reckless with the ball movement here.
Foul and the bucket. That one could have gone either way. Foul on Butler, and Ferry will go to the line to try to complete an old-fashioned three-point play.
Coach Brenner Jones does not believe the call, but it's going to stand. That one, I can see the call there. Anna Butler did not get her right foot down in time.
Shot is up and no good. Off of Hayfley, now off of Parsons, and saved by Parsons.
It's the
Here comes Butler.
First time Benedictine's been within double digits here this half, and in fact the last 5 minutes.
37-29, cross-court pass to Butler. Into the lane, 8 feet, no good. Rebound. Ooh, fought for by Luthi, but gathered by Benedictine. Here comes Janke, over to Dunner. Dunner inside to Hayfley, wide open shot and good. 37-31 and timeout Concordia, as Benedictine has come out in the second half, getting into the lane, something we talked about they hadn't had any success doing in the first half. All of a sudden, the lane's wide open in the second half.
Well, they've already scored 12 points, Bill. They've outscored Concordia 12-6 coming into this half. With the third quarter of a game, even though they don't have it in basketball and college still applies, the third quarter of the game is one of the most important because that is where you build the momentum going into that final stretch. You don't want to be outscored by double in that area. Coach Brenner Jones calling it a very good timeout there. I'm surprised we haven't seen any substitutions. Concordia getting careless with the basketball on the offensive end and getting careless in the lane on the defensive end, and Benedictine is capitalizing.
Well, it looked like Palukniak is coming into the basketball game for Concordia. I think Benedictine would stick with everyone they have on the floor already, but that was a momentum-stopping timeout because Concordia needed something. And to maybe just to get back to, huddle to the lane, make them shoot jump shots. Benedictine, not a good jump shooting basketball team. Concordia's got to go back to that game plan to keep this distance in the second half. So Concordia will inbound under their own basket. Free reign on the baseline and a full court press again being employed by Benedictine, but pretty far off. We'll see if they fall back into that zone. Looks like it's man-to-man. Zietlow across the midcourt stripe. Now driving right, stops. outside right. Now we'll go back to the lane. Luthi, 2 on her. Now inside to Parsons. Parsons up, no good. Mother missed layup.
Those are going to haunt them here, Bill. They cannot start getting those in there.
By our guess, that's about 7 or 8 missed 3-foot shots for Concordia. Up and no good for Ferry. Rebound to Luthi. Luthi over to Palukniak, who is newly into the game. 2 more Falcons on the bench, waiting to come in. Palukniak up. Oh, she gathers and scores. Nobody on after the ball.
She stayed with it, Bill. She got a little lucky, but she stayed with it. That's what you have to do when you're starting to lose possession.
Ferry guarded by Palukniak very closely. Over to Dunner. Dunner at the elbow. Into Gady, who hasn't touched the ball much this half. Back to Ferry between the circles. Now inside to Hafley. Hafley from 15 feet. No, it does roll in. Looked like it was going to roll off the right side, but 39-33. Concordia maintains the lead. 15 minutes left in the game. Wild throw by Zietlow. Butler collects. Drives left. Luthi will take a long 50-footer. Good. 41-33 Concordia.
Katie Luthi is an excellent shooter when she gets that open look. She needs to step up a little bit here down the stretch.
Palukniak guarding Ferry. Janke guarded by Zietlow. Now over to Gady. Gady short jump shot, no good. Rebound to Luthi. Up ahead to Butler. Butler outside left. Looking, now it's Luthi. Luthi thought about it, collects, now to Palukniak for 3. Good! Ali Palukniak puts it back to an 11-point game. 44-33 Concordia, 14 and a half minutes left. Ferry, Dunner, outside left. Janke, back to Ferry between the circles. Hafley, now being pushed. Ooh, could have been a foul on Palukniak. Over to Janke, back to Ferry. Ferry now drives. Ferry into the lane, up, and good. 44-35 Falcons.
Benedictine not giving up on there. Concordia trying to keep him at arm's length, but Benedictine is still showing excellent poise in the lane. That was missing in the first half.
Quick pass inside from Parsons, knocked out of bounds by Benedictine. It will be Falcon basketball into the game for the Falcons. Jasmine Williams, as well as Megan Coonan. Benedictine counters as well, with Batty coming into the game for them as well. Oh, it's got to go in. Now it comes out to Williams outside between the circles. Zietlow outside left. Over to Parsons. Parsons back between the circles to Zietlow on the left. Clear cross-court pass. Over to Butler. Butler looking now. Works inside, no good. Rebound to Benedictine. That was Bodic.
Looks like Concordia's trying to draw fouls here. You can't do that in a game where the refs are letting the teams play.
Ronaldo inside to Hafley. Hafley looking to work inside, looking to work the hook. That was up and good. Ooh, might have traveled, but she got the foul and the bucket. 44-35, and Hafley will go to the line for 1. And again, another instance, Nathan, of free reign inside the lane. Hafley shooting 65% on the year from the free throw line. That one is up, and it is good. 44-38. Checking into the game, Hendrickson for Butler.
Benedictine, this is a very pivotal stat here, Bill, has scored as many points in these first 6.5 minutes as they had the entire first half. They have scored their 19th point this half on that free throw. They had 19 going into the locker room.
And a lot of them coming in from close. Oh, a half-court trap employed by Benedictine there. Did not work. Zietlow gets it back outside left. Hendrickson looking to work her way in. Now to Coonan. Coonan back outside. Henderson, long shot. Good! Henderson for 3.
Tiffany Hendrickson coming alive in the second half with her scoring attack.
47-38 Concordia. Williams guarding Novak. Now it's going to be, it's going to be Gady. Gady inside, wild shot over Parsons. No good. Parsons the rebound over Gady. Worked away and a jump ball called. Possession stays here with Benedictine. The coaches for Benedictine wanting a foul, not only on the shot, but on the over the back as well, I think.
So you can't look for fouls or fish for them in a game where the refs are letting the players play. You take what you can get.
Inside, no good. Rebound. Fought for it. Looked like a travel, and it was. Travel by Bodic. The ball will go to Concordia, and another turnover for Benedictine.
Concordia increasing the tightness in the lane on the defensive end, but that was lacking sorely those first 7 minutes.
Pass up the head to Parsons. Parsons, and now that breaks the press. Zietlow, outside left. Inside. Coonan looking. Over to Hendrickson. Hendrickson looks. Now pump fake. Into Coonan. Coonan fires one up. No good. Coonan the rebound. Up again. No good. Williams fighting for the rebound. Stepped on the line, and it will be Eagles basketball. Benedictine ball. 12 minutes left in this game. Batty to bring the ball up. Batty over to Rinaldo. Rinaldo now to Bodic. Bodic works the ball over to Gady. Gady back to Batty. Batty back to Rinaldo on the left baseline. Jump shot, no good. Rebound to Gady. Tipped out to Gady. To Hayfley. Back to Batty. Between the circles. Guarded one-on-one by Williams. Gady guarded by Zietlow. Now to Rinaldo. Guarded by Hendrickson. Rinaldo tried the baseline, didn't work. Back out to Gady, over to Batty. Now to Bodic. Bodic inside to Hayfley. Hayfley looking for her shot. Now, nice pass and up and good, and a foul. They're going to call a foul and one. Not called by the referee on the baseline, but the referee outside the three-point line.
They're saying she hit her in the face, like got her at the top of the head, it looks like, from the officiated signals.
Coach Brunner Jones arguing whether or not she should even call that foul from her position.
The other two refs did look kind of confused by the call.
Can't take it back now, 47-40, 11 and a half minutes left in this basketball game. 47-40, the Concordia Falcons leading the Benedictine Eagles as Katie Luthi checks back into the game for Tiffany Hendrickson. Checking into the game for Benedictine, number 23.
Concordia going with a much larger lineup here, Bill. They're trying to tighten up that defense in the lane that's been sorely lacking this half.
So they have all three forwards on the floor, as well as Williams and Zietlow. Shot up, and it is good. Rinaldo completes a three-point play, 47-41. Concordia with the lead.
It's the closest they've been today, Bill. Benedictine, after the half, they're within 6. It's the closest they've been since the Concordia first cracked double digits.
Half-court trap broken by Zietlow over to Williams. Williams a fire up along two. Good! Jasmine Williams for two. 49-41 Concordia. Williams applying some pressure. A steal and a foul on Benedictine. Beautiful play by Jasmine Williams. Benedictine foul and Concordia gets the ball back.
Jasmine Williams, she's a very quick player.
Williams, a 5'5" guard from Chicago, Illinois. Will bring the ball in. So she's getting some meaningful minutes after not touching the floor in the first half.
Darn near picked someone's pocket out there in that last play.
Palukniak in the game for Zietlow. Has the ball between the circles now to Williams. Williams going, looking for Luthi. Finds her inside, good. Nice possession by Luthi. 51-41, the lead is back to 10.
Katie Luthi playing where she plays best, right there just outside the lane.
Batty outside left, guarded closely by Williams, and you got to watch that. Ooh, Batty almost fell over, almost traveled, and she did travel. So Williams wreaking some havoc on the floor defensively. Another turnover forced by her. Concordia ball. Palukniak brings the ball up. Now to Williams outside right. She'll set up the offense. Looks like another 2-3 zone. Williams looking to Luthi. Luthi drives baseline, goes up, and good. Oh, my. Katie Luthi, what a play. 53-41 with 10 minutes left in this game. Concordia leads.
Luthi taking charge on the floor, and the Falcons once again have a double-digit lead here. Playing the kind of basketball they need if they want this game to be won.
Dunner inside. Spin move on Luthi. Up, no good. Rebound to Concordia. Parsons ahead to Jasmine Williams. Williams fires from 10 feet. No good. Rebound run out to Benedictine. Rinaldo stolen by Williams. Here she goes down the lane. Should be a wide open layup, and she got it. Makes you feel like it's our first layup of the game. That was made. 55-41. Concordia leads Benedictine with 9:43 left in this half. A full timeout called. I believe that was called by Concordia.
Well, this is exactly what Concordia needed to do here to recapture the tempo of the game, is to mix things up a little bit. Throwing in Jasmine Williams and going to a 3-forward offense was a very, very smart idea by Coach Brunner Jones. They're denying the lane a lot better, and Jasmine Williams may not be the most high-scoring player, but she adds a much-needed flash and energy that Concordia had trouble mustering during the first half of the second half.
Williams has forced 2 turnovers in 4 minutes, scored 4 points in 4 minutes, and also has a rebound. So in her limited time, playing beautifully so far for Coach Brunner Jones and the Concordia Falcons. Just about to come back to live play here. On the floor for Concordia will be Williams, Kunin, Luthi, Palukniak, and Parsons. Coach Averkamp giving some direction to Luthi as she comes back onto the floor. Excuse me, that was Kunin as she comes back onto the floor. Coming back onto the floor for the Benedictine Eagles. Ball will go to Benedictine. 9:43 left in this game. 55-41. Concordia with the lead. Coming on the floor for Benedictine will be Novak, Dunner, Hayfley. Looks like sometimes the long hair. Janke out there as well. And Ferry will be out there.
Concordia going with a man-to-man press, Bill. They're trying to get inside Benedictine's head and get the ball before Benedictine has a chance to work it inside.
Great pressure being applied by Williams as Ferry comes across. Janke inside looking for Dunner. Now the ball gets tipped away and stolen by Luthi. Is it a jump ball? It is a jump ball. Concordia possession.
Good awareness by Luthi. You notice the Benedictine player was losing her dribble. Snuck in there, knocked it loose, and it was good hustle diving on it for the jump ball.
Concordia ball. Williams will bring it up under some pressure herself from Ferry. Williams now between the circles. To Parsons. Parsons looking inside to Kunin. Kunin will try. Kunin goes up, and it is good. Megan Kunin with great position inside. 57-41 Concordia.
Kunin's a very strong girl, Bill. Once she fights for that position and gets it, she can be dangerous on those blocks.
Novak outside right. Coming back between the circles. Looked and could not find Dunner. Over to Ferry outside left. Getting some direction is Williams. Ferry quickly into the lane. No good. Rebound to Luthi. And Luthi fights off Ferry for that rebound.
Katie Luthi providing some veteran leadership here for this team. She was a little quieter in the first part of the half, but she's really coming alive.
There is a battle going on inside between Kunin and Hayfley. Now to Luthi. Luthi over to Parsons. Parsons short 2. No good. Rebound to Ferry. Boy, Kunin and Hayfley were fighting inside for position. Over quickly to Novak. Long shot. No good. Rebound to Luthi. Luthi fights it away from her own teammate, Palukniak. Palukniak now with the ball up the court. Between the circles. Now going left. Over to Luthi. At the top of the key. Not her spot. Parsons outside left. Back to Palukniak. Palukniak now will drive the 15 feet and bring it back out. Back to Parsons. Parsons outside left. Now to the baseline. Wide open lane. Camille Parsons for 2. 59-41. Falcons with the lead.
Miscommunication there by Benedictine, and Parsons with a good court sense saw the wide open back door.
18-point lead. Now, this half has been a half of runs so far, really. It's one team going for about, you saw Nathan Benedictine come back within 6 twice, only to have Concordia push the lead back now to their biggest lead of the game of 18.
Well, Benedictine tried to energize their play and correct where they needed to correct to shut down Concordia. And for a while, they had Concordia where they needed them to, but Concordia is not the kind of team who will just make the same mistakes more than they have to. They learned from it. They switched up the lineup. Coach Brunner Jones making an excellent changes in the lineup, and they're really starting to pay off for Concordia here, where they have their biggest lead of the game right now.
Concordia at the first time out started out shooting about 20% up to 44%. What bears repeating, though, in the stat line is that Benedictine is 0 for 5, not helping their season average, only 24% from 3 and down 18 with only 7 minutes left. You got to make some long-distance shots to get back in this basketball game. Ferry now pocket picked by Palukniak. Palukniak pulls up. No numbers there. Back outside to Parsons. Parsons inside. Kunin up, no good. Rebound fought for and gotten by Benedictine. That was number 15, Hamilton.
Concordia continuing to pressure the ball early in attempts to keep Benedictine outside. Paying dividends for him still.
Hamilton inside. Now ball tipped away. Ooh, and almost stolen. Zietlow with a nice play there on Gady. Ferry looking inside for Hamilton. Hamilton down inside to Dunner. Dunner wide open too and good.
This time Concordia's aggressiveness got the better of them. They all decided to play help defense. Left the back door wide open.
Zietlow brings it up, 59-43, Concordia with the lead. 6 minutes left in this game, 6:50 left in the game. Parsons over to Zietlow, wide open. Oh, and she passes it up, goes into the lane. Over to Kunin. Kunin looking, ball tipped away. Kunin back to Zietlow. Zietlow to Luthi. Luthi, 8 seconds on the clock. Over to Palukniak for three. Good, Ellie Palukniak hits a three. And a timeout for Concordia as they go back up 19 points and extend their biggest lead of the game with 6:40 left.
Good timeout call there by Coach Brunner Jones. Just trying to keep her team in it. Her team, this goes to show you, at this level, no lead is insurmountable, but no amount of momentum can be maintained for an extended period of time. Both these teams have stolen the momentum, only to have it ripped out from under them. Coach Brunner Jones trying to keep her team level. They're doing a good job keeping Benedictine outside, getting a lot of easy steals off of it, but they just need to play smart defense and take smart shots these last 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
The starters out here for Concordia, Kunin not a starter for Concordia, but the 5 on the floor, Hendrickson, Kunin, Luthi, Zietlow, and Parsons. Outside right, now inside to Hamilton. Hamilton turnaround jump shot, no good. Rebound to Luthi. Zietlow will push up to Parsons. Parsons, nobody's on her. She drives right in the lane and good, she got it. Nobody took her.
Camille Parsons is not the player you let have that baseline, Bill. She will take it and she will make you sorry for it.
Camille Parsons with another 264-43, Concordia. Dunner to Gady, long two, no good. Rebound to Luthi. Luthi will push. Up ahead to Parsons. Parsons to Zietlow. Zietlow crossed the court to Hendrickson, who fires along two, no good. Rebound, Luthi fights for it. Ball knocked off of Benedictine, and it will be Concordia basketball.
Katie Luthi showing again why she is a perennial all-conference contender. First, she stepped up her scoring and her play on the defensive end for the rebounding, and the way she just dives for every loose ball has just been inspiring today.
Short shot by Hendrickson as Peppers checks into the game for Concordia. Dunner up the court quickly. Foul called on Peppers with the body. 5:32 left in the game, 64-43. Concordia with a 21-point lead over Benedictine. Fifth foul on the Falcons. Janke brings the ball in. Looking, still looking, still looking. Now inside, ball stolen away by Kunin as she fought away from Hamilton. Here comes Parsons, now to Kunin. Kunin turnaround jump shot, no good. Rebound to Benedictine, and that's Janke. Janke quickly up ahead to Burish. Burish between the circles, guarded by Hendrickson. Dunner running the offense. Over to Hamilton. Hamilton back to Burish. Burish outside to Janke. Janke quickly up, forces that one up, but a foul. Janke will go to the line for two. Butler waiting to come back in for the Falcons. Looks like Ronaldo and number 42, Joseph, waiting to come in for Benedictine as the first is up and good for Janke. Janke, again, an 85% free throw shooter, so a fairly good free throw shooter on the year so far. 20-point lead for Concordia, just inside 5 minutes left.
Well, the Falcons were elected the #1 in this division, in the North Division, Bill. Going into the season, they had a rocky start, but they're showing why they were elected that in the first place, as all the pieces are clicking together now.
Zietlow quickly up ahead to Butler on a long pass. Butler brings it back out, settles them down. Now over to Peppers. Peppers back to Butler, over to Parsons. Parsons quickly to Zietlow. Nice swinging of the ball. Cross-court pass to Peppers, over to Butler on the baseline. Back to Peppers outside left. To Coonan, now to Zietlow. A lot of passing. Cross-court pass again. Ooh, dangerous pass, and Peppers hits it. Peppers from the baseline from 15 feet, 66-45. Concordia lead.
Haley Peppers, one of the younger players in the team, sophomore out of Colorado. Doesn't get that much playing time, but she shows some experience and some flash here.
Well, it looked like a travel by Dunner, and an offensive foul instead by Dunner. Dunner was driving the lane. Looked like she walked with the ball first, and then instead commits the offensive foul.
Brittany Zietlow does have an advantage. Being as small as she is, when she gets fouled, she can. It really shows when she's going up against a bigger player who the contact was.
It's pretty easy to move Brittany Zietlow. Stolen, though, by Ronaldo. Up ahead quickly to Burrish. Burrish forces one up. No good. Burrish with the rebound. No, tipped away. Zietlow's ball, and it's a jump ball. It will stay here. Benedictine basketball.
Peppers jumping in there to help out with the rebound. Once again showing the Falcons are not allowed to let their smaller players get inside and mix it up.
Williams coming in for Zietlow. Williams had a beautiful half so far. Just inside 4 minutes left, 21-point lead for the Falcons. Quickly in, looking for Joseph. Ball tipped away, knocked out of bounds by Coonan, who's having a great game.
Yeah, feeling the Falcons are going to be a very different-looking team next year with the return of Camille Parsons and Katie Luthi and Megan Coonan with a year under her belt. They're going to be a team that actually does have some pretty sizable, experienced players.
Ronaldo fires a three, no good. I believe it hit the top beam, and it did. That ball is counted out of bounds. Concordia basketball. Williams, three-person trap. Up ahead quickly to Parsons, who broke the press. Oh, she could have gone in for an easy deuce. Instead, brings it back out, and now Williams has the ball between the circles.
When you're leading by 21, you're in no rush to score more points, Bill, but...
Williams now with the ball outside right. Comes back. Now to Peppers. Peppers over to Butler. Butler to Parsons. Parsons with the ball from about 23 feet. Now an 18-foot jump shot. Ooh, in and out, no good. Rebound to Ronaldo. Ronaldo up quickly. Gives the ball to Burrish. Burrish outside left, now drives, gives to Dunner. Dunner will take a 17-footer and make it. So Dunner hits along too. 66-47. Falcon lead just inside of 3 minutes left in this game. Williams guarded closely by Burrish. One thing we haven't seen so far this half a lot is none of Gady and not a lot of starters on the floor for Benedictine.
That is one of the best things that Coach Brunner Jones's team does, is that if you have one player you can always rely on, they will do their best to shut that player down. They did it. I watched them do it against Lakeland, where one of Lakeland's best players became a non-factor in the final 12 minutes of the game.
Butler drove and was fouled on that play, so she will go to the line for two with 2:38 left in this basketball game. Pretty comfortable lead right now for the Concordia Falcons, up 66-47. There's only one starter for Benedictine on the floor, and that's Dunner.
Benedictine has a pretty deep bench, and they've used a lot of it here today.
We did remark at halftime Benedictine used 12 players in the first half. Although two only played 1 minute, that's still a fair amount of rotation, and we'll see that in the next game out of York Concordia Falcons on the men's side. Butler, second shot, up, and it is no good. Rebound to Dunner. Dunner will bring it up. Guarded by Parsons between the circles, looking to go inside, now denies, and back outside to Burrish. Burrish guarded by Williams. Williams, dangerous defender. Janke with the ball. Janke driving right to Burrish. Burrish inside, going, forces it inside and fouled. She will go to the line for two. .20 lead for the Concordia Falcons with 2:20 left in this basketball game. 67-47 as Burrish steps to the line.
Falcons managed to avoid the bonus in the first half, Bill, and they finally cracked it now with only 2:20 left to play. But with a 19-point lead, it's not really that big of a factor at this point in the game.
Lauren Burrish shooting 100% of the year, but that's only 3 free throws. So 3 for 3 so far for Lauren Burrish. The freshman out of Warsaw, Indiana. Second shot up, and it is no good. Rebound up and good, though, and that's Joseph. First time we've called her name today on the scoring column. 67-50, 17-point lead with 2 minutes left in this basketball game. Parsons with the ball outside left to Williams. Williams looking inside. Now fires to Peppers, no good. Ball stolen away. Benedictine with the ball. Gady drives the baseline. Oh, big time foul on, I guess, take your pick. Tough foul, looked like on 2 Concordia Falcons on that play.
Falcons continuing to swarm the ball in the lane.
Butler's third foul. Bodic to the line for 2. Shot is up and good.
Falcons doing a good job here being careful here. I don't think they have any players in any kind of foul trouble here today. Anna Butler has her 3rd.
Bodic's second shot is up, and it is no good. Rebound to Peppers. Parsons to bring the ball up on the left. 1:45 left in this basketball game. Again, Concordia's 16-point lead. Parsons over to Peppers. Long 3 from Peppers, no good. Rebounded to Williams, who it was a jump ball. Okay, so it looked like it might have been a travel if the ball hadn't been tipped. But the ball was tipped. Jump ball, possession to Concordia. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Looks like Williams will take her leave from the game. Into the game is Madeline Landgraf, a 5'4" freshman from Elkhart Lake. Oh, a wild shot by Parsons, but she was fouled by Bodic, and she will go to the line for 2.
You got to give Benedictine credit the way they're still playing hard here inside the 2-minute mark.
Looks like Coach Bruner Jones will empty the bench here with a minute and a half left in this basketball game, and Concordia with a comfortable 16-point lead.
Well, this is the shot in the arm that Concordia needed to resume their conference schedule. They came off of, in between the holiday season. They had two road games coupled with a tournament out in Colorado. They split the difference, 2-2. Resuming conference play at the beginning of the new year. This is just the way you wanted to start, with a nice, comfortable win where everybody gets to contribute.
Parsons hits them both. 69-51, Concordia leads. Taylor Weezy now in the game for Concordia. Up and no, oh, and good for Benedictine. That was Kendall Brown. Parsons with the ball. Half-court defense employed by Benedictine. Parsons to bring up. It's nice to have someone that versatile that can bring the ball up and play forward for you. Peppers between the circles. Give to Weezy. Over to Landgraf. Landgraf, and a timeout call. Timeout call as Landgraf was dribbling the ball. 58 seconds left in this basketball game. They might be bringing out the rest of the starters. Full timeout by Coach Bruner Jones. So 58 seconds left, 69-53. The Falcons with the lead, and something that we thought was going to be maybe a battle interior-wise because you knew Benedictine can't shoot, just really turned into almost a rout by the Concordia Falcons.
Well, the Falcons, as I mentioned before, they know how to switch it up when they have to. Their shooting definitely improved. They made the necessary adjustments. The 2 players, I thought, Plukniak has 11 points up here today. Your field goal percentage is closer to 50 where it's needed to be. It's at 43% right now.
And Plukniak had a nice game, and Parsons has 13. And we talked about Plukniak, we talked about Coonan, but Jasmine Williams came off the bench and really pitched in nicely. I mean, limited time for her. She only played about 4 or 5 minutes, but she played 9 minutes, but had 4 points, couple steals, couple rebounds. Really filled the stat sheet for her in limited time.
Jasmine Williams with 4 points on the game. Haley Peppers even contributed to, as I said, Brittany Zietlow and Tiffany Hendrickson are going to be significant losses coming into next year, but with this many juniors and sophomores and freshmen on the team, it's good that they're all getting their licks in now, because next year Every time you move up a level in the game, a little more is expected of you.
Parsons to bring the ball in. She is the only starter left on the floor. Excuse me, Butler's also on the floor. So Butler, Parsons, Landgraf, Weezy, and Jarris. Butler inside to Landgraf. Passed it up. Looking, fires a long three, no good. And Madeline Landgraf getting a bit of a talking to after that shot. A wild three-point shot. She had some time.
She got a little excited there, Bill. It tends to happen with youth.
40 seconds left in this basketball game. Benedictine with the ball, coming up quickly. Brown over to Brown. Now to Burrish. Burrish driving inside. Oh, nice pass up and no good. And a foul. So number 33, Pope, will go to the line with 28 seconds left. A beautiful pass by Burrish inside, and Pope just couldn't get it to go, but she was hit on the arm. I believe that foul will be on Jarris. So Pope steps to the line. First shot up and no good. Pope, a 5'11 sophomore from Westchester, Illinois. Also sees really limited time, about 2 minutes a game throughout this year. Second shot up, and it is no good off the front rim. Parsons gathers the rebound. 24 seconds left, and I think that'll be the end of it. It looks like Benedictine's falling back, and nobody's guarding Butler, so she's just calmly dribbling between the circles. Landgraf back to Butler. 10 seconds left. Inside. Now back out. Jarris back to Parsons. It looks like Parsons will walk out. No, she's going to be guarded. 1 second left, and that will do it. The Concordia Falcons open up the new year with a beautiful win, 69-53 over the Benedictine Eagles. And it's a game, like we had talked about, that we thought would be really judged inside. Benedictine not a good outside shooting team. Concordia took control of this basketball game and really took it to Benedictine in the second half.
That's right, Bill. This is one of those games where if you just read the box score, you're not going to have a good indication of how close this game was at certain points. Concordia wins by double digits. They went into the half leading by double digits, but there was a lot of moments in between there where this game was definitely in doubt. The Falcons adjusted where they needed to. They managed to exert their dominance. The two most important parts, going into the locker room and going into that last quarter of basketball, the Falcons really came alive and pushed back the Benedictine Eagles. It was a very, very, very tough contest. Both teams playing physical, the refs letting them play. But the Falcons won the inside game in the end. Almost lost it there in the second half, but they managed to play physical on both sides of the court. And poor Benedictine just could not find a rhythm against this really tough Falcon squad.
So the Concordia Lady Falcons win by 16 points to start this doubleheader. The second half of the doubleheader is coming up. We have the men coming up here, Concordia against Benedictine. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with the second game. You're listening to Falcon Basketball. Welcome back to the R. John Book Fieldhouse on the campus of Concordia University, Wisconsin for the second half of today's doubleheader between the Benedictine Eagles and your Concordia Falcons. Once again, I am Bill Miller, joined by Nathan Kerner. And Nathan, we had the big key ingredient for the women's team, getting that bench help in the last game for the 16-point victory. What's one thing that we should be looking for, one key ingredient for this game to lead Concordia to victory today?
Well, another big thing here for Concordia is, once again, and I hate to beat this horse to the deck, is that everyone needs to be contributing as much as possible. But once again, Concordia has two big players, Mark Pace, Steve Zielinski, but they need everyone else to contribute as much as possible to this game, and they have the weapons to do it. But Concordia is much more successful when they have three players who score in double figures. The game against Chicago this last Wednesday was a big factor in that. Another big factor is Concordia needs to dominate the rebounding on both ends. They can do it. Steve Zielinski and Malcolm Bowers are two of the leaders in the conference in rebounding, but the team needs to be aware where the ball is on both sides of the court.
Concordia coming into today's game 6-5, this afternoon 3-1 in the NAC. Benedictine 3-10, 1-3 in the conference, and for a team that shoots pretty well. They're about mid NAC as far as shooting goes, but they got a couple guys. Mike Wolf shoots about 50% on the season, actually 53%. And I think one name to keep in mind here, a former Benedictine player now playing for Concordia, Mark Pace. So someone that played 3 years for Benedictine, now a Concordia Falcon.
And Mark Pace has become a pillar of Sean Cassidy's offense here. He's one of the best shooters in the team, leads the team in scoring. So it's going to be interesting to see how he plays against what would have been his alma mater if he'd stayed put.
So Pace, one of the names you'll hear a lot today. Steve Zielinski, another name you'll hear a lot. We'll take this time to go through the starting lineups. We'll start with the Benedictine Eagles. At guard, a 6'2 junior, Dale Renshaw, number 11. Number 20, Alex Edmondson, a 6'2 guard from Aurora, Illinois. Mike Wolf, who's their leading scorer. You'll hear his name a lot today for Benedictine. He is, Mike Wolf, a 6'2 guard, a sophomore from Franklin, Illinois. 6'4 forward, a senior from South Holland, Raphael Oglesby. And number 31, Tim McGinty, rounding out the starting five, a 6'8 sophomore from Chicago, Illinois. So McGinty will have a fight inside against this Concordia offense and defense, led by their starting five. And this starting five is it's a bit of a roulette. You don't know really who's starting game to game. Coach Cassidy starts a lot of different players. A lot of players will see time today. Starting five for Concordia, Brian Donaldson, number 5, a 5'11 guard from Greenfield, Wisconsin. Malcolm Bowers, a 6'3 sophomore from Germantown, Wisconsin. Mark Pace, a 6'4 senior, and that is the transfer from Benedictine to Concordia. 6'4 senior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Brian Jackson, a 6'5 senior from Carroll Stream, Illinois, and Steve Zielinski, a 6'9 center from Brown Deer, Wisconsin. So Concordia will come out with a little bit more size. Unlike the last game, they're going to have a little bit more size in this game, a little size advantage. But we'll see, because outside shooting for Benedictine a key, and Concordia is going to have to guard 94 feet to win this basketball game.
Well, yes, but Benedictine, despite their record, do have a lot of players who can shoot the three ball. They have absolutely no problem firing it out from behind the three-point arc. And Concordia was a very sizable team, and this is a little bit of each thing. They have speed, they have height. We're going to have to watch that stripe, because Benedictine can run away with this game if they get hot from beyond the arc.
Some numbers to keep in mind, and you touched on a very big thing, Nathan, is Benedictine's shooting ability from the outside. They're second in the conference in shooting three-pointers. Concordia defends the three-pointer very well. Third in the conference in defending the three. So that could be something that is a big piece of the puzzle today as well, that if Concordia can defend the three, that might be a key to their victory today.
That's very true. Concordia, it's going to be interesting to see who they play here. It's been the thing all season. They have a lot of new faces, as you said, and a lot of depth. So you come to any Concordia game, you never know who exactly you're going to see on the court, because they have a lot of weapons. It's all a matter of how they put them to use.
So but just before we get started here, I believe we'll do the starting lineups just before the national anthem. Another big thing to watch for Concordia, we talked about that size, their size helping them lead the conference in rebounding. Not a great three-point shooting team. So unlike the women's side, the Concordia men last in the conference in three-point shooting. In fact, not only percentage but attempts. They just flat out do not attempt three-pointers. A lot of what they do is inside that three-point line.
That's very true. The Falcons can get hot from beyond the three-point arc. They don't have that many players who can do it, so they prefer to remain as much as possible an inside team. They can unleash, but situation dictates they have to play most of their game inside.
So as they go through, Bears repeating the Benedictine Eagles. Keith Bunkenberg, his 18th season as Benedictine coach. Concordia led by Sean Cassidy, who is in his 6th season as Concordia's head coach. And he's actually won 92 games. So he's, this season, hopefully, on the verge of winning his 100th game as the Concordia head coach as well.
And Coach Cassidy is a hometown Concordia hero. Everyone loves him. He has a knack for developing a lot of players. He brought in a lot of transfers this year, but he's really nurtured he has a lot of sophomores in this team, Malcolm Bowers being one of them, who he's trying to nurture into a very deep basketball team.
Do you think the amount of transfers that they brought in is a bit of a product of they didn't have a whole lot of guys coming back? You know, they had to bring a lot of people in, didn't get a lot of fresh recruits that are freshmen, but brought in a lot of players that were coming like Pace, that came from other schools because they needed the bodies basically for this team.
Well, it did give Concordia a sizable advantage. The beginning poll of the season, they finished 4th in their division. And Sean Cassidy said he was surprised they got as high as 4th, the amount of new faces they had. But so far it's paying off for them. They're not dominating the conference by any means, but as the situation takes shape going into the latter half of January, they are proving that they can be a force to be reckoned with.
The 6-5 Falcons coming in off of a victory over Concordia Chicago by 16 points. Before that, losing 2 games to 2 WIAC teams, 1 TW Oshkosh, 1 TW Stout. So they've split the last 4, 2-2 in their last 4 games, much like the women. Looking for a victory here to get the new year off to a good start. A 2-0 start to this new year.
And there's always hope for the Falcons. I mean, they've only played 1 game so far here in the R. John Book Fieldhouse. That was a rout against Maranatha, where they did everything right. And historically, this is a team that's very confident coming in home. And after splitting the difference, they went against Concordia Chicago to reopen their conference season, and they won by 16 points. 4 players scored in double figures. That was a big shot in the arm, and just like the women here today, that was the way they wanted to reopen their conference season.
Coming out here, Mark Pace clapping hands with his former teammates. Concordia looking to take the floor. They will be moving from my right to my left to start off this game. Left to right, though, if you're looking on the radio dial. Tip to Concordia, and we're off and running here. Donaldson with the ball between the circles, top right. Donaldson working his way back to the left, now to Pace. Pace swings it over to Bowers, back to Pace. Pace a long 3 to start off, and it's good! Mark Pace for 3, and it's a 3-0 lead for Concordia. Benedictine up the floor quickly. Edmondson between the circles. Looking a box offense. Now to Wolf. Wolf, their leading scorer. Back into Edmondson. Turnaround jump shot from 2 feet. Up and good. 3-2, Concordia with the lead early going. Donaldson. Working his way back to the left. A lot of space. Now stops. Give to Pace. Pace over. Jackson to Pace. Now that's Pace right there. On the inside, and he traveled.
Mark Pace is a very fast player, but there he had nowhere to go. It took an extra step there.
So my fault. Brian Jackson with the 3 to open. Pace with the travel. Benedictine basketball down 3-2. Edmondson, guarded by Donaldson, between the circles. Quickly over to Renshaw. Renshaw on the right. Renshaw thinks, wants to go inside, can't do it. Back to Donaldson. Edmondson between the circles. Edmondson working his way back to the left, looking for some isolation. Now we'll fire up a 3, no good. Rebound to Pace. Pace brings it down, up to Donaldson. Donaldson working his way quickly. between the circles, setting up the offense. Donaldson moving quick up ahead. Oh, looked like he might have got fouled. Shot short. Here comes Edmondson. Edmondson over to Wolf. Wolf working his way in. Looked like he might have bobbled, and he is fouled, the call, and he will go to the line for 2.
He was lucky they called the foul on him there, Bill, because Steve Zielinski was ready to send that ball back across the half-court line. He had the number right there. Look, there was a reaching ball as he went up.
Wolf, an 83% free throw shooter for the season. Shot is up, and it is good. 3-3 tie with 18 minutes left in the first half. Wolf, the sophomore from Franklin Park, Illinois, their leading scorer. Second shot up and good. 4-3, Benedictine with the lead early. Donaldson coming up the floor. Give to Pace. Pace inside to Jackson. Now ball bounced around and a turnover. Benedictine basketball.
Steve Zielinski is an excellent player in the block, and Benedictine showing early that they want to keep the ball out of his hands when he's in his comfort zone.
Edmondson between the circles, working left. Back to Wolf. Guarded by Bowers.
Good help defense by the Falcons.
Back to Edmondson. Now inside. That's McGinty. McGinty up and good. 6-3, Benedictine lead.
Benedictine proving to be the shooting team we made them out there to be, Bill.
Donaldson. Over to Jackson. Jackson fire up another 3. No good. Rebound to Benedictine and Wolf. Wolf up the floor. Outside left baseline. Now over to McGinty. McGinty works his way in. Now firing up a 3 and good. 3-pointer for Renshaw, and it's 9-3 Benedictine. Bowers inside. Can't find Zielinski, again stolen away by Benedictine. So sloppy passing here hurting the Falcons.
The Falcons will try and get it inside of Zielinski, but Benedictine is really doing a good job of keeping it away from him.
Easy deuce for McGinty as Zielinski lost him. It's 11-3 Benedictine, and Cassidy forced to call a timeout.
Good timeout call there by Sean Cassidy. Unfortunately, the Falcons are apparently trying to pound it inside here for the day. It's not working for them. Benedictine knows what Steve Zielinski can do once he has the basketball inside the lane. They're trying to keep it out of his hands by any means necessary, and they're doing a pretty good job of it in these first 3 minutes.
It looks a bit like what the Concordia women did in the last game, just crowding the lane and hunkering down and making you make jump shots is exactly what Benedictine's doing in this game. Really packing the lane, making Concordia shoot jumpers, and that's really not Concordia's comfort zone.
Very true, but Concordia can get if they get their shooting stroke going and get into a rhythm, they can stay in this game. They just need to try a few different things here or get Zielinski to move around a lot more so he's a little more open.
Donaldson to Pace, now to Bowers. Bowers baseline. Quickly, Jackson, Donaldson. Pace will fire up a 3. No good. Rebound. Jackson. No. Through the legs. And who's it off? Off of Wolf. Concordia basketball.
Good move there by Concordia to swing the basketball to try to get Mark Pace, who can be an excellent shooter, open. Just didn't fall there for them this time.
Into Zielinski. Back to Donaldson. Donaldson to Bowers. Now to Pace. Pace. Quickly to Zielinski. Up and good. No, excuse me. Jackson with the 2 points there. Edmondson will bring up fast.
Excellent way the Concordia moves the basketball. They are an excellent passing team when they need to be.
Renshaw to McGinty. Blocked! Blocked by Zielinski. Pace with the rebound. Bowers up ahead quickly. Into the lane. Nice move up and no good. He missed it.
He had to finish those, but he was fouled on the rebound.
And they're going to see a foul on the putback. So Bowers will go to the line for 2.
Malcolm Bowers, another one of the best rebounders in this conference. Proven it. Had a wide open door there, missed it, but at least he went for the second opportunity.
Bowers shooting 61% free throw shooter, excuse me. First is up, and it is no good. So Bowers misses 11-5, the score. Benedictine up on the Falcons. Second shot from Bowers up and no good. He missed them both. Edmondson quickly ahead. Between the circles.
Benedictine trying to assert some dominance here early.
Wolf fires up from 15. No good. Rebound to the Falcons. Here comes Donaldson. Donaldson outside left. Bowers looking for Jackson inside. Nothing there. Back to Donaldson. Donaldson now to Jackson. Jackson looking for Zielinski. Nothing there. Now to Bowers. Bowers into the middle. To Zielinski. Zielinski up, and it is good.
That's what the Falcons needed. Zielinski, once you put the basketball in his head, is an awful hard player to stop. He can put the ball on the floor. He can go straight up. He can go either way, and he's very difficult to stop inside those blocks.
Wolf to Oglesby. Oglesby inside to McGinty. McGinty face guarded. Now outside to Wolf. Wolf thought about it. Passed it up. Now drives. Ball picked back up by Edmondson after it was knocked away from Wolf. Edmondson between the circles. Just ahead of the half-court stripe. Working his way right. Now I'll take from 17 feet. No good. Airballed it. Oh, and up and good from Renshaw.
That was excellent awareness right there.
Right place, right time by David Renshaw. Donaldson outside right. Over to Pace. Pace looking inside, nothing there. Now back out to Donaldson. Donaldson will set it back up. Over to Bowers. Bowers to Donaldson. 15 feet. Donaldson seeps in to Pace. Pace mishandles, now fires up, and it is good. So Mark Pace gets 2. And it is 13-9. Benedictine over Concordia. Edmondson works his way up left to McGinty. McGinty between the circles out top. Back to Edmondson. Edmondson from 8 feet. Good. Some good shooting so far. 15-9, the Eagles over the Falcons. Donaldson working his way inside. Nice move, and it's good.
Brian Donaldson has a lot of similarities to Brittany Zietlow on the women's side, Bill. He may be short, but it's not going to let him stop him from doing what he has to do to get his team in the winning spot.
Long pass to Renfro up, and no good. Zielinski with the rebound. Donaldson quickly ahead. They'll push. Jackson inside of Zielinski. Zielinski working his way up. Oh, no good, but a foul. So Zielinski will go to the line for 2. 15-11. The Eagles over the Falcons with 13.5 minutes left in the first half. Zielinski, a 55% free throw shooter on the season. One of the leading scorers for Concordia. First up, no good. Concordia starts out the game 0 for 3 from the free throw line. Pete Caulfield into the game. Zielinski's second shot up and no good. Front rim. Also into the game, Steve Brody.
Steve Brody, another one of the transfer students. Plays excellent defense and a pretty good shooter.
Montgomery into the game. Shot fired up, no good. Rebound, Renshaw fighting along with Caulfield, and it'll be Benedictine basketball. Inside, now back out to Wolf. Wolf working his way at the free throw line. Shot by Montgomery, long shot, too good. 17-11, Eagles with the lead. Caulfield works it up to Brody. Brody between the circles, looking right. Now back left to Caulfield. Nice play there. Excuse me, that's Caulfield. Up, no good. Rebound to Benedictine. Here comes Montgomery. Montgomery fires inside. Shot up. It is no good. McGinty with the rebound. McGinty fires up, and it is a jump ball. So they call the jump ball. Ball will stay at this end. Benedictine basketball.
Benedictine getting a lot of opportunities on the inside, a lot more than I thought they would here today. Corey doing what they can to contest, but they're going with a slightly shorter lineup here to try to deal with Benedictine, who's trying to use their speed as well. A timeout called by Benedictine.
Timeout on the inbound. Also on the floor for Benedictine, Cutter Sarkaria. His number 32 in the media guide, 33. So a little confusion up in the booth here. 12:42 left in the first half, 17-11. Benedictine with the lead over your Concordia Falcons. So far, we're seeing a lot of packing of the lane for Benedictine, making Concordia shoot over them. Very little chances for Zielinski so far.
Very true. Also, they've done a good job of shutting down Mark Pace. It was only 2 points so far, which is what Benedictine just needs to do, is take the top 2 scorers out of the game. But the Falcons decided to change things up a little bit with a little different supporting cast there by putting Kegley, the junior Caulfield, in there, and Steve Brody, who can hit the three-pointer if he is motivated enough. Still a close game, but the Falcons try to assert their dominance in home.
Wolf into McGinty. McGinty working his way. Fires one up. Looked like he traveled, and he did. McGinty with the travel. Turnover for Benedictine Concordia basketball. Brody will bring in to Kegley. Kegley coming up the floor. Looking for some room. Working baseline. Now to Brody for 3. No good. Rebound fought for. Gotten by Zielinski. Zielinski back up and good. 17-13 Benedictine.
Brody had a good look there. It just didn't have the stroke, but Zielinski was right there. That is just the combination they want if that shot's not going to go.
Renshaw up, blocked, and a foul. Pace with the foul. Renshaw will go to the line for 2. So Pace's first personal sends Renshaw to the line.
Renshaw here so far playing an exemplary game.
And not a guy that gets a lot of playing time. Actually, coming into this game, it only averaged about 1.5 points on the season.
Benedictine is a team, much like Concordia was earlier this season, still trying to figure out who they were. They have 3 set starters, and a lot of other people have been given opportunities. It seems that Renshaw is determined to prove his worth here, and he's doing a very good job of it, going into the lane, unafraid of Steve Zielinski's height and reach.
Concordia gets a little bit smaller as Renshaw misses the second one. Ball knocked out of bounds by Benedictine. Boubacar Kamara, came to Concordia from France, actually checks into the game for the Falcons. 18-13 Benedictine with the lead.
Kamara, a reliable post player, had his first double-figure game as a Falcon against Concordia Chicago. Doesn't quite have the reach of Zielinski, but he makes up for it in how wide he is.
Kamara with the pick. Pace looking to work right. Now works right down to the lane. Nice move. Mark Pace. 18-15 Benedictine.
Pace has that quickness. You don't want to leave him wide. You don't want to leave him a straight path to the basket. He will take it.
Donaldson up quickly and makes it. Boy, oh boy, Benedictine shooting well in the early going here. 20-15. The Eagles with the lead over the Falcons.
Both teams trying to use their speed now.
Pace with the ball outside right. Now between the circles, working at top of the key. Now trying to get down. Back to Brody. Brody working right. To Kegley. Kegley now at 15 feet to Caulfield. Inside to Kamara. Kamara working his way up. Oh, and he threw it away.
Miscommunication there by the Falcons. Kamara thought that Pace was out there waiting as the outlet.
So here comes Benedictine. Jamison Montgomery between the circles. Works outside right to Reamer. Reamer to Wolf. Wolf working baseline, now back out. A lot of pressure being applied by Brody. To Montgomery being guarded by Kegley. Kegley works him to the right. Montgomery to Reamer. Reamer looking inside, knocked away by Kamara. Falcon ball, here comes Kegley. Kegley works his way. Now ball inside to Caulfield. Caulfield working his way inside. Nice move. Oh, and he missed it.
Good look there by Caulfield, but he stepped a little too far going into the layup.
Into the lane quickly is Wolf. Air ball to Reamer. Oh, and he stepped out of bounds. A save to a save. Couldn't be done. 10:22 left in the first half. 20-15. Benedictine over the Falcons.
Both these teams have so far subbed a lot. Benedictine has put in 3 reserves Concordia has replaced their entire lineup by this point.
Scholes, Kamara, Kegley, back to Scholes on the right. Now, nice move by Kamara. Looks like he was fouled. He was. Might have been a travel in there too, but Kamara will go to the line for 2 shots.
That was a good move by Kamara to try to draw the player in. Almost lost the handle, which is where all the travel may not have been. But Kamara made a smart move, reasserted his feet, and went up. These free throws are going to be costly for Concordia if they don't start hitting them in earnest.
Kamara up, no good. So Concordia has missed every free throw they've taken so far today.
And that adds up over time. If they made those free throws, they would be tied right now with Benedictine.
Kamara getting ready for the second shot. This is up, and it is good. So Kamara ends that streak, 20-16. The Falcons losing to the Benedictine Eagles. Montgomery looking for a screen, gets one from Reaver, now driving the lane, now kicks out. Wide open 3, no good, off the top and out of bounds. Shot by Edmondson goes behind the bucket. And it'll be Concordia ball. Kegley coming up between the circles. To Brody. Caulfield. Scholes. Scholes on the right. Kamara, top of the key. Working his way left to Brody. Brody will take right. At 15 feet, he'll take that. No good. Rebound to Benedictine. Ball fought for and grabbed by the Eagles. Here comes Montgomery. Oh, he's pushing the ball up the floor. Ball inside. Reamer has an easy lane, up and good. And a foul. Counted in a foul. Scholes will get called for that. 9:23 left in the half. 22-16. Benedictine over Concordia.
Scholes got a little too zealous there on that shot. I don't think he had a real chance of blocking a shot, but it didn't stop him from trying.
Reamer up and good. So Concordia finds themselves down 7 here with about 9 minutes left in the first half. Caulfield. Kegley between the circles. Now back to Caulfield inside. Out to Brody. Brody, long 3. No good. Rebound to Benedictine. Loose ball foul on Concordia. Kamara with the over the back. And it'll be Benedictine basketball.
That's the 4th team foul on the Falcons. And that's not exactly how many you wanted. 9:08 left to play in the half.
Donaldson coming back in along with Bowers, replacing Kegley and Scholes. Benedictine to bring the ball in. In for Benedictine, John Bach replacing Wolf. Montgomery coming up. Now to Sakaria. Up, no good. Rebound, Caulfield. Here comes Donaldson. Pushing quickly. Brody, fire another 3. Looks no good. Rebound, fought for again, almost over the back again by Kamara. But here comes Edmondson. Edmondson fighting his way over. Edmondson. Ball almost out of bounds. Save to Reamer. Back inside quickly to Montgomery. Montgomery between the circles. Working his way left, trying to get to Reamer. Finds him inside on the block. Reamer step through move, no good. Rebound to Brody. Donaldson quickly through the lane. Up, no good, but a foul. He's going to work a foul off Montgomery there. 23-16. Benedictine with the lead with 8:17 left in the half.
Brian Donaldson trying to give the Concordia offense, which is stagnated here in the last 2 minutes. A little shot in the arm there. I said he may be a head shorter than I am at 5'6", but he is unafraid of going to the basket.
Donaldson's first is up and no good, and Concordia is now 1 for 7 to start this game. The team is 10th in the conference in free throw shooting so far in the season, so major Achilles heel for Concordia so far today.
That is one of those Achilles heels you don't really want to, because free throws make all the difference in a basketball game.
Donaldson's second is up and good, and it's 23-17. Benedictine with the lead with 8:17 left. Montgomery out of the backcourt. Coming up quickly. Now on the left. Looking. Finds McGinty. McGinty will drive. Give to Montgomery. Right back to, through McGinty's hands and out of bounds. Had McGinty wide open. He lost Zielinski, who was a little gingered getting down the court. but the ball goes right through his hands, and it's Concordia basketball. Donaldson at midcourt. Coming up, give to Zielinski. Top of the key. Give to Bowers. Bowers driving around to the left. Flows his man, goes up, and good. Nice move by Bowers as Wolf was completely cleared out on that play. It looked like by his own man. Wolf is shaken up. And it looks like he's holding his head, so it might be that he hit the ground pretty hard, hit the floor hard going down there. 7:44 left in the half, 23-19. Benedictine leads the Falcons.
This game is a very intense game so far, obviously. The Falcons so far unable to really find a rhythm in their shooting stroke. They've been trying to get it inside. They took Zielinski out for a long time to try to inject some speed into the lineup. That got them back into the game, but their offense has stagnated quite a bit here, entering the final half of the first half. Zielinski's back in the lineup now, and with Malcolm Bowers going to the line, we'll see what that leads. Malcolm's not going to the line. Malcolm Bowers managed to get inside there.
See if they leave Wolf on the court. Looks like they're going to be subbing in for him. So Renshaw, I think, will be coming back into the game for Wolf. On the floor for Concordia, Jackson, Bowers, Pace, Donaldson, and Zielinski. On the floor for Benedictine, Renshaw, McGinty, Bach, Montgomery, and I believe that's number 25, Oglesby. So the entire starting five save for Wolf, who's now out and shaken up a little bit on the sideline. Montgomery, left side. Renshaw back to Montgomery. Between the circles. Oh, nice move to Oglesby. Blocked by Zielinski. Oh, boy. Zielinski gets up and sends it into the crowd. Anything for a spark.
Steve Zielinski is one of the premier defensive post players in this conference. Because of that far reach, not much gets by him.
McGinty, hook shot. Zielinski got a piece of that one. Goes off the front of the rim. Here comes Bowers. Bowers up quick. Looking to get to the lane. Feeds Jackson, and there was a foul off the ball, it looks like, on Renshaw. Fifth foul for the Eagles. Concordia will inbound under its own basket. Give to Zielinski. Zielinski to Jackson. Donaldson. Bowers. Pace outside right. Pace thought about the three, passed it up. Thought about it again, got his man in the air. Now to Bowers. Bowers from 15 feet up, no good. Rebound to Benedictine. That's Oglesby. Montgomery. Up fast again, always pushing. Bach. Little leaner inside, no good. Rebound to Bowers. Bowers pushing the ball. It's back and forth this game. Rebound, no, excuse me. Ball taken away by Benedictine, given to Montgomery. Bowers tried to pass to Donaldson, got tipped and picked off. Montgomery outside right. Looking for a pick, gets one from Oglesby. Oglesby, oh, nice feed inside and blocked. Looks like they're going to call, I think, Pace for that one. And I think Zielinski might have took a shot to the face there. Oh, it is Zielinski with the foul. So Zielinski will take his first foul.
Steve Zielinski, one of those players who's more intimidating when he does jump in front of you. This time he mistimed his jump a little too much and came down on top of the player. Oglesby going to the line here. Oglesby did a pretty good job of penetrating. And facing Steve Zielinski, even when he does follow you, has got to be intimidating.
So they must have, maybe a hand got up, something got in the face of Zielinski. They're tending to him a little bit here on the sideline. Looks like he maybe has a bloody lip as they go, and they might have to pull him out of this game, and they do. So they pull Zielinski out. Kamara will come back in. Into the game is Wolf as well for Benedictine and Edmondson.
That's going to be huge here for the Falcons because Zielinski is such a defensive presence. He, like the rest of the team, has yet to find a real offensive stroke going here. They need to find a rhythm here soon. And having him off to the sidelines because of something as small as a cut lip.
First shot up, no good for Oglesby. Only fitting, I think, that someone has a busted lip in a bit of a boxing match like this. Just teams going back and forth, flying up and down the floor so far in this first half.
We already had one scare with a player on the floor gripping his head.
Oglesby second, no good. Rebound to Kamara with Donaldson now to bring up quick. Bowers driving left, loses the ball. Coming back now between the circles. Now driving right, give to Donaldson. Donaldson looking for space. Clearing out Kamara. Gets a pick left. Donaldson, a fire up a long three, no good. Rebound, Kamara. Looking, fights inside, no good. Rebound to him again, and he got it. Boy, nothing but effort from Boubacar Kamara. 23-21, Benedictine.
Kamara proving his worth. They said he may not have Zielinski's reach and height, but he has size.
Non-stop effort. Inside to Oglesby, easy deuce as he lost Jackson. Donaldson quickly up the floor. Kamara will give him a pick. Over to Jackson. Jackson back to Donaldson. Donaldson at the top of the key, brings it back out, sets the offense. Now drives right. Oh, lost the ball. Here we go. Wolf down the floor on the left side. Wolf inside to fake. Nice fake. Mike Wolf with a beautiful play. 27-21 Benedictine. That fake got me. Pace. Moving right. Nowhere to go. Almost traveled. Give to Jackson. Jackson long three. No good. In and out.
Another player gripping his face in the backcourt.
And Oglesby took a shot to the face. We have a bit of a boxing match going on, I think, here.
Yeah, both teams playing physically at this fast pace. Accidents do happen, but they've happened quite a bit here in this first half.
Edmondson to Wolf. Wolf with a beautiful play on the last drive. Still tending to Zielinski on the sideline. Wolf now looking, nowhere to go. Wolf still looking, over to McGinty. McGinty, 15 feet, elbow extended. McGinty up to the right, no good. Oh, wild shot by McGinty. Here comes Bowers. Bowers up the floor quickly. No give, we'll take it. No good, and he'll take two shots. Oglesby walks off the floor in a bit of pain as well. And it looks like Zielinski's okay walking up the sideline here to the bench.
Benedictine's bench did not like that call. That puts Bowers back to the free throw line for two shots.
Bowers missed his first two. This shot up and no good. Rolls up in front of the rim. I think that Concordia's been away from home so much that this is a bit of a foreign experience to them. They've only played one home game so far this year.
Very true. It was a very good home game against Maranatha.
Bauer's second shot up, no good. He missed all four so far. Boy, Concordia is struggling from the free throw line.
That's really making a difference. They'd be winning this game right now if they made all those free throws.
Edmondson. Zakaria. Wolf on the right. Wolf will drive. Looking. Now will fire a three-pointer going back. Oh, no good. Airballed it. Ball is out of bounds to Concordia.
Steve Zielinski once again contesting this shot, coming all the way out to the three-point line to get a hand on there.
So Zielinski back in the game. Looks like Oglesby out of the game for Benedictine. And he's being worked on the sideline. So he may be a little dazed and confused here. Pace on the left. Give to Zielinski. Zielinski got position inside. Hook shot up. Good! And a foul!
Steve Zielinski, right where he is best, draws the foul. He's a very hard man to play against, that close to the rim.
Boy, when he gets position, it's basically all over. Zielinski for his free throw. That is up and good. So they finally get one to fall. 27-24 after the three-point play with 4 minutes left in the first half. Benedictine with Edmondson bringing the ball up as Montgomery goes out of the game in favor of Renshaw. Also Jordan Mack in the game. Edmondson quickly through, looking for a break, and he got Zielinski to get up and got the bucket. 29-24, Benedictine. Kegley fires to Bowers, almost to the ball out of bounds. Bowers working his way inside, almost lost the ball, almost traveled. Kegley now over the left to Pace. Pace will go up quickly, no good. Rebound by Mack. Here comes Benedictine. Edmondson fires ahead to Renshaw, back to Wolf. Well, they almost had something there. Renshaw gathers the ball and a timeout, Benedictine. So we've got 3:18 left in the first half. 29-24, Benedictine over the Concordia Falcons. so far, Concordia 3 for 11 from the free throw line. And if there's one thing you point to, that's it right there. They're down 5 points. They missed 8 free throws.
It's a big thing that's hampering the Falcons all season here. What's also hampering the Falcons here is they're facing a team that's determined to take away their bigger strengths here. Mark Pace here so far been pretty quiet. They did a pretty good job at the beginning of keeping the ball out of Zielinski's hands, but Zielinski has opened up a little bit more on the offensive end here.
Well, Pace,
both teams now engaging in a more of a seesaw battle of who can be faster to the basket, which has led to, as you mentioned, a lot of quick blows to the face and players hitting the deck all over the place.
Zielinski's got 7. Pace has 4. So they're both, so far, I mean, it's only the first half. They're so far giving some contribution. But you know what we talked about, getting that secondary contribution from some of your bench players, just getting some extra help. And really, outside of Kamara, who's worked hard underneath in relief of Pace, they really haven't gotten a lot off their bench today.
Not yet. That's really going to be a big thing here. You have to admit, Benedictine has kept the lineup fluid. They have got a lot of their bench players in there, and their bench players are contributing quite a bit. And that is big right now the difference here. It's a 29-24 game. If the Falcons can get a few more points out of their bench players and make some more free throws, this game would have an entirely different face on it right now.
It's Mack, Edmondson, Sakaria on the floor with Renshaw and Wolf for Benedictine as they have the ball. That's Mack to Wolf. Wolf at about 25 feet right now. Looking, thinking, looking for a drive, looking for some space. Works his way left, ball poked away to Sakaria. Sakaria with about 1 second on the clock, fires it up and hits it. Oh my goodness.
That is a rare thing you can say, that you made a shot over Steve Zielinski, and boy, he managed.
He had to just fire that one up. 31-24. Oh boy, but rough throw by Kamara. And a foul called.
They're going to say that the defender held Zielinski as he was trying to go up for the alley-oop.
So 1-1 for Concordia. Mack with the foul, and didn't really see a whole lot there as Kamara comes off the floor in favor of Kaufeld, but
it seems Zielinski was held going up for the basketball.
Brody back on the floor as well. He will relieve Bowers. Zielinski trying to help his free throw shooting game here. That shot is up and good. One other thing to watch for these Concordia Falcons, they're currently second last in the conference in turnovers, already with 7 so far today. 2:42 left in the half. 31-25 Benedictine. Second shot up, and it is good. So 31-26 Benedictine up 5 with 2:42 left in this first half.
Zielinski here taking leadership. That's his 9th point. He already has 2 block shots and countless rebounds, really.
Almost a third of the points for the Concordia Falcons so far. Wolf guarded by Pace. Wolf inside, 7 feet, up, no good. Rebound to Pace, fought, and it's a jump ball. And it'll be Concordia basketball. Yes, Concordia basketball. 2:21 left in the first half. Eagles with a 5-point lead.
Concordia.
Some confusion here on the court over, I believe, over who receives the ball. It looks like Oglesby is back now and ready to go when needed. Kegley will bring the ball up. Between the circles, give to Brody. Brody give to Pace. Pace to Kaufeld. Zielinski back to Kegley. Over to Zielinski at about 17 feet. Trying to drive inside, nothing there. Ball tipped away. Oh, and almost a nice play. They call it off of Zielinski. Boy, there's no way that ball went off of Zielinski. It looked like Wolf hit the ball off himself.
I thought Wolf was